Yes, people, it's your boy Ty here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Look, I'm not going to run from the grind. I'm sending this in. 2 more games, Erik. 2 more games. If not, it's over. The only thing I will say to you lot watching, all of you, if Bruno stays on that pitch on Sunday against Spurs, we win that game. Don't even think I'm delusional. We were growing back into that game come the end of the first half. Second half, we would have got a goal and we'd have went on to win 2-1. You don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you what I think and I stand on it. However, the mentality, the players, the manager on the touchline, everyone looks like they're giving up at the moment. And you've got Porto away and Villa away. They're going to test you to the max. You either sink or you swim. Because this time on Mandem Talk next week, Wednesday, it could be Ten Hag out. But for now, 2 more games.
What's going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live with the Mandem Talk. We're here. We're live. We're kicking. We got man like Rance in the building. What you say, Rance?
Bruv, listen, I'm still digesting that nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out Ty, though. Do you know what
Shout
I'm
out
saying?
Tyrone. Shout out Tyrone, man. Listen, he's in the building. He's in the building. But big up to him, man. Love for sending that video through. We got Marcel, who's in the building, man. Last time you're a bit too much of that. You know what I'm saying? The khamar. You know what I'm saying? But now you're here. You're good, and we're ready to speak. But how are you, man? You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Big up everyone. Big up the chat. Big up Rance. Big up Faz. Big up Saeed, man. It's obviously I might as well be drunk. I'm vexed. I'm still upset. I'm still trying to process what's been happening. But yeah, you know, let's see what happens in it tomorrow.
Yeah. And then we got Faz who's cooking something in the background, I believe. Oh, Faz.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the jury. I am here today to present a case of Class A copium and Class A hopium being sold on the streets of Manchester United. We have the defendants, Marcel, Ty, and Neji. And I will be representing the prosecution on this case. The charges will lead if the jury decide to 1 year from refraining and talking about Erik Ten Hag. And it will also require a public apology addressing the crimes that they have committed. We shall begin when court proceeds. Thank you, everyone.
Big up, man. Big up to Faz in the building. Big up everyone who's locked in. Make sure you smash a like button on the video. This is going to be a box office show. Musa will be here. The rest of the gang will be here. Don't worry, people. They're all running late, man. You know, black timing and all of that. But yeah, man. I just want to address first and foremost, is Marcel, are you still Ten Hag in? It's a yes or no, by the way. It's not a waffle. It's a yes or no.
I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say I'm Ten Hag out.
No, say that again for the people in the back.
I'm gonna have to say I'm Ten Hag out. This is why I'm in this. This is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now. It's been a very hard.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it.
You know, you were
still defending him on the text, bro. You texted me on Sunday night. You said, "What if he gets fourth?" You were still defying. What has changed overnight?
So I've been speaking to everyone. I've been putting out the tweets. You know, talking about Porto 3-0. Hopefully we can beat Porto 3-0. What happens if we beat Porto 3-0? What happens if we beat Villa 3-0? It still won't suffice. It just still won't suffice. It won't be enough.
Thank you.
You know, there's going to be a 2-week international break after that. And then you're going to look back at all the results that's happened. And you're going to think to yourself, it's not been good enough. It just hasn't been good enough. I think regardless of what happens over the next two fixtures, I think this would be a good checkpoint to get rid of him. It just for the football club, because we support the football club first. I think at this, they've got another 2 weeks to just think about it properly and say, you might as well get rid of him. Call your losses out now and get rid of him. I think the biggest issue is his ability to pick the right 11 over these last 7 games. Because for me, like I said to you guys, this was year 1. So I would like to see him go to the end of October, which would give him another, after these 2 games, it will be another 3 more games. There's 5 more games. But even if you do that, it just doesn't make no sense. You might as well have done it in the international break, which will be coming up. So it's like, why would I be arguing over 3 games? And it's like over the course of 10, 11, that's just silly. So unless he can produce some 5-0s or something crazy against Porto and Villa, which I don't even see happening now, it's just time for him to go, unfortunately. I've been back and forth thinking, trying to defend him as much as possible. But the teams that he's picking, he's still persisting with Bruno and right now, and that's just not working. He's still persisting with Rashford, and this is not working. So I don't want to say Ten Hag out. That's why I know you've given it a yes or no. You've tried to structure it as a yes or no. And within that structure, then it's definitely Ten Hag out. It's hard that.
But also, you believe as well, it's time to go as well.
I do. Yeah, I actually do believe.
That's more so forget the Ineos, what they're doing. We on this panel, we have our own opinions. So we are saying, as fans, we want Ten Hag out the job. So that's what you're you need to clarify for the people is that you want Ten Hag out, which you've just said right now. You want Ten Hag out the job, and you want a new manager to come in. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, facts. That manager would be Nagelsmann for me. If because I don't know if people have ever like spoke or said like who they would want in next. It would be Nagelsmann for someone like me. Like Rude, I don't think is there yet. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he will become our manager because he's got the caliber and he's a legend of the club. I think he will become a manager one day. But I think Nagelsmann right now because Ten Hag's done a really good job. I really do think, these 2 and a bit years, he's done a fantastic job in terms of he's seen over the open heart surgery. He saw over that process. A lot of deadwood players have left the club. There's still more work to be done, and Ineos have taken charge of that era. But
objection.
Yeah, go on.
Objection. Members of the jury and the judges above, I would like to object this man taking the guilty plea so early, because this man only 2 hours ago tweeted specifically, he tweeted, the reality is if we lose the next 2 games, he has to go. And then he tweeted, if Ten Hag gets sacked, we literally finish the cycle the same way Ole did. 2 seasons, then the 3rd gone. So I actually do not believe that he means what he's saying. I want to know very specifically what he meant 2 hours ago, and how can a human being change their opinion, such a strong opinion as well, that they have held for 3 years in the space of 2 hours. I don't buy it.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy about the Oli man saying it's the same as the Oli situation? It's not. Because Oli left Cristiano, Jadon, ballers of that ilk. Ten Hag, man's talking about open heart surgery. I genuinely look at this Man United team, I'm not looking at this Man United team and saying it's a million miles away from the team he inherited. I'm not. I'll be honest. Like when I saw pictures of Oli's team, with Cavani and Cristiano and Jadon and Pogba,
Langa, them man.
I'm not looking at this team and saying it's better than that team. Do you know what I mean? So where have you taken us in 3 years? You've taken us backwards in 3 years because we had a better attacking team then. We had better attacking players then. Obviously, Martial was still there. Obviously, Mason was still there. Like, bro, we had a better attacking team then. We scored more goals then. We conceded less goals then. Like, we were a better team then. Like, you've taken us backwards. Even though we've won trophies, we've regressed in every metric. Every metric. We regressed in league position. We regressed in goals conceded, chances created, goals scored. We regressed in every way under this manager in 3 years. And also, if you look at our starts to the season as well, we've regressed. Because we've lost 3 in 6 already this season. That's worse than his first season and his second season.
Yep.
So we've regressed in every single metric except for trophies. And people are using the trophy things to hide from the fact that he hasn't really taken us anywhere but backwards. We've stagnated for 3 years. If you want to be completely honest, we stagnated and scumbagged a couple trophies along the way. If we want to say we've been generous, if you want to be generous, we've stagnated. If we want to be real, we've regressed. A Man United team that can't score more than 60 goals.
So for me, Rance, it's a thing where I'm saying that both managers got to a stage where they try to take the next step. Ole obviously mentioning in the overlap interview that he wanted to play more possession-based style of football. He brings in players like Sancho and that. But obviously, not Ineos, sorry, the Glazers kind of let him down in terms of, bringing Ronaldo, which wasn't really fit in the status quo for Ole. He wanted Haaland, he wanted Jack Grealish, he wanted Declan Rice, and they didn't really want to back him in that way. He wanted to put the team on the halfway line and dominate in the opposition's half and stop the counter-attacking football. Wasn't enabled to do that, and that last season couldn't get the balance of the team right with the players that was at his disposal, and finished up with a 4-1 loss, I think it was, or 4-0 loss to Watford, and got sacked after the 13th game. Ten Hag now, for me, like I've been saying, you can't extract that much from the second season. There was just so many injuries and that rants and everybody. Like it was hard for you to get any sort of consistency in any way, shape, or form.
Chelsea had as many injuries as us, my bro, and they finished above us.
Yeah.
And we nicked their Europa spot, by winning the FA Cup. And also, I understand your sympathy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he never had the contract that Ten Hag had. Ole got shafted by the Glazers and Sir Alex Ferguson because Ole didn't want Cristiano. And Sir Alex Ferguson was like, oh, no, you've got to take him back. Remember when Cristiano got dropped and Fergie was coming out saying, oh, he's got to play in that? Nah. So I feel sorry for Ole in the sense that he got little man at Man United. He didn't have He didn't have the veto that Ten Hag had. He didn't have the voice. He didn't have the backing that Ten Hag had. Ten Hag got rid of Ralph Rangnick, bro. He had full control. Ole didn't. So I have more sympathy for Ole. I can't have sympathy for Ten Hag, bro, like in the same way that I had sympathy for Ole, because Ole wanted to take the next step, bro. Ten Hag thinks that what he's doing is acceptable, bro, because he hasn't really changed anything. Not really. When you look at it, what has he changed?
Well, yeah. So for me, I feel like, he's tried to like move the club on from what Ole was doing in terms of progressive football. But after the first season, we kind of basically said that it was Ole ball, that first season under Ten Hag. And then that second season, because there was so much injuries and issues, we then get to that third season now and he's not done anything. So, he hasn't really progressed us. And we're in danger of falling into that exact same pattern again of the second season with not much progression, based on these first 7 games. So I'm kind of Ten Hag. I'm Ten Hag out. I am Ten Hag out. I have to say.
Why do you tweet this then? What's this tweet then? Because I see you tweet something.
He's on Twitter.
No, but I'm just checking. Why did you tweet this at 11:27 a.m.?
It is. Imagine if we beat them. Like what? Like
there has to be something behind this, though. Like
it's just imagine.
Saeed, you know what this is? It's the foundations of the fence. You just put the foundations of the fence there, just in case.
It's just imagine. It's just imagine if.
No, but you're saying, imagine win 3-0. You could be Ten Hag in again. It's like that's a theory that we're putting out there. If we win, look at him smiling. Why are you smiling, bro?
Hey, this guy's hedging his bet, bro.
I don't believe this. No, Marcel.
Now, if I just put something out into your minds and you lot are going running with it, there's nothing more to that.
No, but there must be. So you're basically baiting the people then. You're admitting to bait. You're baiting people then.
I'm not baiting anyone. I'm just saying, imagine if it's 3-0. Like, just imagine if we win that game.
Yeah, but I imagine a lot of things, but you don't have to tweet it out. You know what I mean? Like, we don't tweet everything out that comes out your mind.
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you. The thing behind it was a 3-0 win against Porto is a very good result. And that was all that was there about it. A 3-0 win against Porto is a really good result. But like I was saying to you before, I don't think it will suffice. Like, I just don't think it would be enough anyway. But so just imagine you go and beat them 3-0.
Would you feel like more back on the kind of, because I've missed a part of the show. So what?
He's 10 Hag out right now. He's 10 Hag out.
Oh, is it? Like fully.
Well, we need to find
out. That's what we're going through right now. If I'm fully, but I feel like I am.
But what it's like. But you look like you're under duress.
Feel like you are.
He looks under duress right now, man. He looks like there's a gun to his head and he's been forced to say he's Ten Hag out. You don't look confident and comfortable. Like you look a bit. I'm a bit concerned. Still, I'm a bit concerned about
my brother. No, I appreciate you. And to be fair, I am a little bit under, because it's like, I didn't want it to go this way, bro. So I've had to battle with my mindset.
Nobody wanted to go this way. Nobody.
Yeah, I hear you, lot. But for me personally, I've always, even with Ole, I was one of the last people. Faz was there. We used to be by the wall all the time talking about Ole. I was one of the last people to be like, listen, I don't want him to go. But then it gets to a point where it's untenable. Like, you cannot support what's happening. So
I think I'd like to present a case of emotional instability. Because how can a man
But before you start your proceedings, before you start the proceedings, nephew, I would like to congratulate Marcel of coming to the right conclusion. And I would say to him, freedom, freedom now, freedom now. But also with freedom, there comes the grief. The grief that you try to defend the indefensible. The grief is now the stages. It's the stages of grief in it. First there's denial, then there's anger, then comes depression.
Then there was the
Just gotta
drinking
cope.
on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? He drank
You've
for the
got to
pain.
cope. Listen, Marcel, all you need to know is that my guy tried to turn you into Phil Mitchell down in that pub, mate. So you need to remember that. My guy tried to turn you into Phil Mitchell. Go into the pub, mate. Do.
Hold on. He can grieve for sure. But
Listen, so Marcel, congratulations. I like the fact that you realized the ship is deep down in the ocean, right? And that's what anybody who's self-preservation does. The ship is down in the ocean. You're like, F this, mate. This ain't a Titanic. I'm getting on the board with the missus. You know what I mean? You're not doing a Tarantino, bro. You ain't sacrificing yourself for this manager. You got on the board, mate, with a girl, bro. That's what you did. You jumped on the ship. You jumped on the ship. You try to save yourself. And that can be respected. That can be respected.
May I add, yeah? He can grieve whilst he's in solitary confinement because he's a hazard to the public and to the Manchester United fan base. And also, I will reference why I put these labels on this criminal, yeah? After we spoke last week, he texted me, Marcel, and I present this evidence to the jury. He said, is there a game week 6 Planet Fast trophy? We've invested money. We have to let it play out. More after 6 games and new players, you want to rid of him. I think this is the exact time we rid of Ole. And we can numerically still get top 4. This is the same man, as of today, saying that he is Erik Ten Hag out. I am all for a man who wants to plead guilty. We will lower his sentencing for sure. But that does not mean he will evade sentencing. He will still be sentenced. And I also have his co-defendants, Ty and Neji. I have evidence on them as well that I would like to present. Because funnily enough, Marcel, your co-defendant Ty tweets about every other sport under the sun. Numerous tweets as well. But funnily enough, whenever Manchester United don't do well, he finds a new hobby. Or someone calls him. Or he only decides to put one tweet out. And I specifically asked him, why do you not tweet about Manchester United? He doesn't tweet. September 1st, which was a while ago, he said, the only Man United positive for a first start in such a big game, De Ligt has handled himself brilliantly. Well, if that's the case, Ty, how come you haven't gone back and retweeted or re-mentioned anything about the back line? Ty, I had to ask you to send in the video today. Let's not, again, another piece of evidence. Ty said he cannot make the show. And I asked Ty, send a video that we can play on the stream, because or else he would not send a video in. And Marcel, at this moment, I would like to lower your sentencing even more if you are offering to snitch on Ty and Neji, because you are here and they are not. Why is your co-defendant Ty giving him 2 games or 3 games? And why is Neji giving him 2 or 3 games? And to come on to Neji, who is not here as well, right? Neji does not like his words being mixed up. So I specifically have it written down.
Say that again.
I have it written down because
I said a plea deal for Marcel, blood. Listen.
Plea deal.
Neji does not like being misquoted, right? Neji said, as of today, I asked him what percentage of Neji's emotional feeling? Is he happy with Erik Ten Hag? He said, as of today, Faz, this season, I am 30% happy with Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United. Fair enough. He has given him 10 games, 10 Premier League games. So there's a couple more games to go, 4 games to go. In the next 4 games, I asked him, how much more can he give you happiness? What is the maximum amount of happiness Erik Ten Hag can give you in the next 4 games? He said the maximum amount of happiness he can give me is 30% more. So he's already 30% happy, and the maximum Erik Ten Hag can make him happy is 30%, making it 60% happiness out of 100%.
Yeah.
He then mentioned that for him to be happy with Manchester United in the first 10 games, they must have an 80% win ratio. Manchester United, if they win the next 4 Premier League games, would not be at 80% win ratio. I then asked him, so if Manchester United are under 80% win ratio after 10 games, would you still back the manager? He said, yes, I would. Ladies and gentlemen, Class A copium and Class A hopium being sold to our young, healthy Manchester United fans. If you like to snitch, the floor is yours. Please do snitch, because your sentencing will be lower.
Marcel,
So just on Ty, I have nothing to say on Ty, and I have nothing to say on AG. I would just like to take full accountability for my opinions on Erik Ten Hag and the state of the club as a whole. I have no comments completely on Ty and AG. They are their own men, and they will be accountable for their own actions. But obviously for myself, I genuinely believe that Erik Ten Hag could turn it around with the help of Ineos this season. The players, there's an element of him, structuring.
Excuse me, objection. Do you believe or do you believed? There's a difference between past tense and present tense.
That's a good one.
So believed. That past tense, believed. Faz, so believed that he was the guy for the job. But I think it's just been massively evident from the start of the season that he's not going to be able to do it. We need some changes. I think he'll be gone in the next couple of weeks or so. I think it would be the best time during this season to let him go. If they keep him to the end of October, it would actually be a mistake. So I was one of those people talking about 10 games. I know you mentioned Neji there, and that would be maybe the last time that I mentioned somebody else in my own admission, but that I was one of those people talking about 10 games. And it just doesn't make sense, I think, to do that. It wasn't just 2 hours, that I've made that change. Obviously, the tweets that I'm putting out are kind of like just thought tanks, and they don't always, need to make sense. Saeed, thank you. They're just how I feel at the time.
So they're just tweets, basically.
Yeah, they have emotion to them. I love this club,
So is it fair for me to say that you are emotionally a little bit unstable due to?
Oh yeah, right now.
Result?
Yes. Oh no, bro.
Okay,
Marcel,
no, please, may I have the floor?
No,
So you are emotionally unstable as of right now.
Yeah.
But were you emotionally unstable the day that you made this particular tweet? And may I share this tweet with you, people? Just give me. May I present this evidence? What was your emotional state the day that you tweeted 343 Thomas Tuchel? Please, Your Honor, if you may bring up the evidence to the stage.
Yes, I can.
What was your emotional stability and emotional, positioning on May 7th, 2024 at 5 minutes past 3?
So on that particular situation, I believe Tuchel was in the running to become manager at the club, or was one of the options. I think I had outlaid not just Tuchel. I think there was another manager as well in question that I might have tweeted about as well.
Do you remember that manager that you tweeted about?
No. I think it might be De Zerbi. Pardon?
You think, or would you like to confirm?
I'm gonna confirm it being most probably De Zerbi.
That's fine. So, what was your emotional situation between these tweets?
Yes. I'm correct. So I am definitely in the right kind of comprehension at the moment, which is great. So, yeah, De Zerbi, again, somebody that I was the first person out of the Mandem to mention, you know, De Zerbi coming into the club and being able to make a big difference. And I believe that was in January of last year, last season, and around January time, I'd said that, you know, if we are to get rid of Erik Ten Hag, because last season it was the situation was also looking dire, I said to myself, well, we need to look at a next person to come in, and that would be De Zerbi. So I've always been in the mindset that, you know, we could have potentially got it wrong, and that we would need to make a change. And it was between De Zerbi and Thomas Tuchel, but I was very happy that we decided to keep Ten Hag on, you know, during the summer period. I had thought that to myself that, you know, he was going to be able to change, you know, our fortunes and make a big impact in the next season. And I've been wrong. I've been wrong. And I believed obviously that he would be able to do something, and evidently he hasn't been able to. I can't hear you, mate. Faz?
So, Marcel, is it true that you took out a few different insurance policies, a few different fake insurance policies?
You can brandish it that. I can brandish it as, you know, I believed that there was other avenues in which we could be successful.
Objection, because you say I can brandish it, but you are the person that tweeted it saying you got life insurance.
I said I got life insurance.
Wow. With De Zerbi. Wow. So is that not a fraudulent insurance claim, Marcel?
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, it says insurance there, doesn't it? So I'm not brandishing it, am I?
I would like to take up as the defense for Marcel. These tweets are in the context of the time. They're in the context of the time.
No. I asked specifically to do with the word insurance. You mentioned that I'm brandishing it, but I am actually presenting factual pieces of information. Do you have any factual pieces of information that you would like to present? If not, please remain silent.
No, I'm going to present it. I'm going to say these tweets are taken out of context. They're in the time where Erik Ten Hag was sacked by Ineos. All of us knew it at the time that he was going to go. They changed their mind last minute. So majority of those tweets, to be fair to Marcel, were in the context of time.
Thank you very much.
What do you think? I know you come prepared. I know you try to be, you try to persecute. But Marcel's already accepted defeat. I think the question now should be,
objection yet again, because I do not believe you even believe your own defendant, because your own defendant even tweeted out Kieran Marcelino error, McKenna error that he particularly tweeted. Shall I remind you of this as well? So how would you like to defend? He has taken
how many managers, bro? How many managers,
fraudulently.
So obviously that again, like what Nuruddin is saying. Obviously during the time, again, McKenna was somebody that was
linked with the club.
Was linked with, and I was just putting it out there because it would seem imminent that Ten Hag was leaving. So I'd obviously just put it out there that McKenna could be an option as a manager.
There you go. Right, I think Marcel, I'd like to congratulate him again on the fact that actually, now that we're all together, the Mandem, everybody that's here now understands Erik, the Ten Hag is out of here. Should we focus on who the Mandem think is? Should we not focus on the solutions? We already covered the problems in the year that we've seen in the past year and a half. Can we talk about the solutions right now? What are the solutions for Manchester United going forward? Is Ruud the answer till the end of the season? Do people want to go and get a manager? Should Manchester United go and splash money and go and take somebody out of a job like a proper football club would? Or are we ready? Are we happy with Ruud?
Nagelsmann.
I think it's going to be very difficult now in the middle of the season to go and get a manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was January, maybe, but not now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm quite happy to give Ruud the job until Jan, and then we go pay for someone, or you give him the job till the end of the season and you go pay for someone. But either way, you go pay for someone. I don't like the idea of who's available. Everyone's available for the right price. There's no footballer in the world that's not available, bro. Like even flipping even Lamine, bro, he's got a buyout clause of $1 billion. If you want to pay the $1 billion, he's available.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's available. So whatever manager you want, You go and you pay the money in Jan or at the end of the season. Period. Do you know what I mean? So the next person that we get in needs to be the right guy for the job. It needs to be the right guy. In the meantime, I trust Rude for 3 to 6 months.
What we need in the meantime is we need a coach.
Yeah,
Facts.
facts.
100%. Faz, have you done with your court proceedings? Are you done? Yeah.
I am. I will
Yeah.
return back with more evidence. I'm not there yet. More.
Yeah.
You know what? I think, you know what, Vas, I can confidently
He's
say.
on trial.
Oh, this is too easy for me. This is
Can I
just
too
say-
easy for me
But
and the
one sec-
public. I am about justice and what is fair. And what you are trying to do is not give the public the closure that they deserve for the last 2 years of suffering.
But
Yeah.
Vaz, I think you've already won the victory. We already
No,
got
it is
Marcel.
not.
We got
There
him.
is a way.
We got him.
There is a way
Ladies
of
and
winning.
gentlemen,
No,
we got him.
no.
No one's
got
Nuruddin,
got
let me
We got
remind you
Marcel.
your own words.
Lady.
Nuruddin. How about I put a case on you? You said I have won the case. So it's not enough. Because you yourself, OG, have said Manchester United can win their
know what?
games, but you were Erik Ten
Remember
Hag out
that.
in the first season. You did not like the way Manchester United was winning. This is too easy for Erik Ten Hag inners to be getting out just by
Yeah, that's
claiming that
facts.
they have had enough. It is too easy because
No,
what
it's
they
not
are
allowed.
saying
I'm with you,
is
Faz.
everything we have been saying for 2 years.
I'm with you, Faz. It's not even
No,
that.
but
It's
listen,
not even the 2 year
at the
thing.
end
Do
of
you
the
know
day,
why?
we-
Because Erik Ten Hag.
One second, Musa. Listen, at the end of the day, we're human beings, bro, right? Some people process information differently. Some people see it differently. If we were all the same, the world would be a dud place. So, for me, Marcel has accepted the charges. He's accepted it already. He's come. You know what? He put the handcuffs on himself by turning up, right? The other night, he got turned to Phil Mitchell. You know what I mean? Going to the local. Now, he's come sober, ready to accept all the charges. Now, the two people who are not here, those are the people that you need to put out the warrants on. They need to come and answer for their crimes. But Marcel has accepted. And we can't, you know what? The worst thing what you can do is batter somebody when they've gone hands up. And we can't be doing that. So, in terms of solutions, for me, I agree with Ran. I think to get somebody out, I think
No, he needs to be exiled. He needs to be exiled. There's punishments. He needs to be exiled. He needs to be exiled.
I'm not doing any
You have
exercise.
to be exiled.
doing
Listen,
that.
you know what I'm saying to you? Listen to this though, Noradin, yeah? Because even for everyone like ourselves and some of us, I was on to Erik Ten Hag in the first 5 games of last season. But the fact is, we all said, let the guy leave on a high. He's won the FA Cup. He won the Carabao Cup the season before.
Facts.
Leave on a high. So we don't have this animosity and he's right. No, cool. All the Erik Ten Hag in, guys. Your manager leaves on a high. He's won the trophy.
Yeah.
And we get to start a new pre-season with a new manager. We're behind now. So we can't be 5 games into the new season and everyone's like, oh yeah, you know what, you were right. Now, brother, we're too close to the starting line. We're too close to the starting line. So I'm not accepting that.
Nope.
It's too close to the starting line because people made it out as if like we didn't know what we were talking about in terms of the level of performance. And man, forget this brother finished 8th,
bro. We're not
8th,
messing
you
around
know.
there. Yeah, I know.
Mid-table.
That's what we are now.
Like 8th in the league as a Man United coach. You see what it is, and I always said this before of Erik Ten Hag. Regardless of the excuses of the injuries last season, sometimes you get a position in a company and things don't go right. But that doesn't excuse the level of the company and what it's about and what it produces. You can just put your hands up and say, you know what, I got my 2 years. There were certain things that were against me for why I didn't produce, but I get that our standards are so high. I still got to go. It is what it is. Forget about this player weren't available. Yeah, we get it. But
You didn't produce.
But yeah, you didn't produce. Whatever the reason is, like we can get any manager in now, and if they don't produce, I don't care what the reason is, brother. If you don't produce to a certain standard, like, and we're not talking about winning the league, my brother. We're talking about top 4. Like, when did top 4 become so difficult to do with 200 million in your 200 million spent? How can you come to a club that gives you 200 million in the summer and you just can't do top 4? Like, oh, it's so difficult. Oh, it's so hard. Nah, brother. These men need to be exiled.
Top 4's a trophy, man. Top 4's a
The
trophy,
point that I
man.
would
That's
say
what it
this-
is.
The point that I would say this, Musa, I hear you. But let me just say this, bro. Somebody's waved the white flag and said, it's over. It's over. Now,
He's back. Nah, Marcel will be back.
Yeah.
He'll be
That's what I'm
back.
saying. I think
He'll be back.
I'm predicting Marcel. If we win against Palace
He'll be
and
back.
against Porto,
He's back.
Marcel is back
You mean
to
Villa?
Ten
You
Hag
mean Villa?
in.
Villa and
Villa,
Porto.
sorry, Villa
Yeah.
and Porto. He's smiling right now because he knows.
That means there needs to be bail conditions. There needs to be some
I'm-
conditions.
I'm
put in
smiling
place.
right now. I'm smiling right now because that would make me very happy if we won those 2 games. That's why I'm smiling. It would make me very
course.
happy.
And at the end of the day, you know what? We have to take it away, right? So, listen, Marcel's a United fan, like all of us. When United get beat, we all hurt, right? So look, let's put the context out here, people. We all hurt. So Marcel is devastated. The man that he backed, what he was backing was nothing to.
We all backed him. We all backed him.
By the way, guys.
back-
By the way,
we-
I'll be backing the next manager. I'll be backing like this to the very end as well. By the way, guys. I just
Yeah,
want
This
to
is
know
what I'm
that.
talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is where you gotta stop.
This is
Just-
where you're
Yeah, this is
wrong,
where you
bro.
gotta stop. This is where you're wrong. These principles have to
But
be
do they have to show you
exiled.
something to
Have
back?
to exile.
I done this with the last manager.
Yeah,
Marcel,
but
say you're wrong, though,
based
man.
on this is where
Marcel,
you
let me
need
just
to
ask
say.
him the question, Mr. Let me just ask him the question. Marcel, do coaches show you to back? Yes or no? Do they not have to show you something as a fan? Because you put all the
Say that again,
emotional- Like, so as a fan, as a supporter of the club, you go to games, you invest time, and you know time is money in this life, in modern life. So you invest time and emotional energy,
Yeah,
like we all do, right? So do you not think that the next coach or manager, or any coach or manager, has to show the fans something for them to get behind? Do you not understand that?
Yes, yes,
You understand?
yes.
Right.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
so if the next guy comes in and shows you nothing, will you be backing him still?
If he shows me nothing, I won't be backing him. But
Okay, well, that's
that
well,
that metric of what nothing means something different to everyone.
no, nothing in teams means that we don't see anything on the football pitch that makes us have that kind of emotion and connection with our football team. So listen, for me, it's not the fact that we lost. Manchester United can lose, right? Manchester United, what, 100-something years? 100-something 46 years, right? History, yeah?
He
146
just told you,
years.
Noradine, the metric is different. Your metric and his
Manchester
metric
United,
different. He
Manchester
just told
United.
you. Your
Listen,
metric is different.
No. But listen, Manchester United lose games, right? We lose games, we win games, we draw games. It's about how you win, it's about how you lose, and it's about how you draw. So it's been humiliating, Marcel. So when that connection is severed, it can't be. You're kind of asking, you're like Terminator 2, you know, when he's like almost gone, you know, Arnie's gone. Like, and then the little bit when he's like, oh, he's dead, and everybody's like depressed, and then little bit of flicker in the eye still, and then boom, he wakes up. So now it makes me believe that I'm out here defending you against a firing squad instead of just going,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you
wanna
wasting
do
your
this.
time.
Marcel is
You are
kamikaze.
now-
He's kamikaze. You can't
Look at
defend
Bruno,
him.
man.
He
You
told
can't
you
defend
your
Bruno.
metric is different. As
Listen.
far as Marcel's concerned, the metric is that Erik Ten Hag. He gave Erik Ten Hag up 3 seasons based on what Erik Ten Hag showed us. Most of us believe Erik Ten Hag hasn't showed us anything. Marcel believes different. He believes he's seen a couple things that gave him the reason to back him this far. So if the next manager comes and delivers to a similar standard of Erik Ten Hag, Carabao Cup, and a little bit of hit, he's going to back him. And that's why I think that's the problem. Because for me,
There's no, the standards aren't there, my brother. Because even this
you can't do
season,
that.
like, bro, man are saying Ten Hag out, but what's the difference between what he's doing now, and what he was doing last season? There ain't no
Facts.
difference.
No
Because,
difference.
bro, in the last 25 games, his record's worse than Sean Dyche's, bro.
Man
Worse.
said
You know
it's
what I
worse than
mean?
Gary Neville.
Yeah, brother, and that goes back
At
to last
Valencia.
season, bro. The stuff that these man were willing to overlook, bro. Like, and we got better players now, but bro, there's nothing he's doing right now that we haven't seen before. This ain't a new
Nothing.
Ten Hag. This is him
Yo,
trying to
yo,
invert Dallo and trying to do things a bit different, but it's still not working, bro.
Your rants, I want to talk about. Actually, we saw this from the March of year 1, season 1, at the end of February. We saw this, right? And we were just making it up as we went along. But at this moment in time, I think the Vaz needs to take off the shades, needs to loosen the tie, needs to take off the jacket, because the other 2 defendants are not here. And I think we have to talk about solutions. We have to talk about the difference in the Mandem of what we think the solution should be. But go ahead, Saeed, get the
Let me get these super chats and then we'll talk about solutions. Big up, man. These man are saying give Erik Ten Hag 3 more seasons every week, 3 more games every week. Erik Ten Hag needs money. It's criminal. He hasn't been backed. Inter Milan fan here, but question to Rance why you want Inzaghi. He has a boring style of play. Fan base is mixing over here with Inzaghi.
Oh, I've seen him on my channel as well. Big up Paddy, bro. There's nothing boring about it, bro. There's nothing boring about it, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? His style of football is not for everyone. And that's just what it is. He's technically and tactically sound in all 3/3 of the pitch. This is why it's probably boring to you. But the results speak for themselves, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about efficiency, bro. And he's one of the most efficient managers in the game.
Yeah. Good as I said, I'm here to laugh. Finding Marcel, welcome to the club. Has he seen the light? I used to pray for times like this. Where are you and what have you done with Marcel? When you've lost Marcel, you lost the war. The OG Rants always wins at the end. Keep cooking. You wait, is this the real Marcel or his twin, bro? You bought a clone of Marcel. And Mandem thought, surely this ain't Marcel. It's Faz hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Faz getting ready. Yeah, that's crazy. Ten Hag cemented us mid-table more and Deadwood. Faz, I object to. Marcel went on a drill with Ty and Neji, and now you're rated because Battyfish got you McDonald's as a plea bargaining. Allow it, fam. Go down with your ship, gangster. Marcel represents a flight risk. Lock him up. Big up Adam. Guys, would you accept Graham Potter's interim? Marcel ain't beating this Rico. Marcel, last week there, Erik, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager and my home phone at the bottom. Marcel today, dear mister, I'm too good to call. All right to fans. Aye, listen, man like knowledge is killing me. Marcel, where's your suit to plead your case? Humpty Dumpty out. Faz is conducting football's first Rico case. Just came in. I don't know what that's going over there, mate. Big up to Verdict. United lot are Comedy Central. Neji and Ty on the run like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Say less, fam. Bonnie and Clyde eventually gets dealt with. This is funnier than YSL trial. Big up Deli G. This is an exorcism. Big up to you, my bro.
It's crazy.
Exorcism, big up to you. Marcel, get in the bin with Erik Ten Hag, Rashford, and Shaw. What are you waffling about? Live in the real world, please. In reality, you pathological liar. Wow. This is crazy. Marcel, you need to pay for your crimes. This is primetime YouTube. Faz, I have a case. I might need you, bro. We can make millions. Wow. We need 2.5K likes. Big up everyone here, man. 4.5K in the building. Total eclipse. Yeah. Nuruddin, you was trying to help Marcel for the past 2 years and he slapped that help out of your hands and never wanted it. Is in the same way he didn't need your help right now. Let him speak in his crimes. A question from the panel says, rank Man United manager post Fergie from best to worst. For me, Erik Ten Hag's the worst one. Rank Erik Ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, LVG, Mourinho. I don't know why you put Rangnick in there, but big up Big Benz and Moyes as well. So, listen, for me, he's the worst. I'm putting him as the worst manager since Fergie. I don't know what everyone else.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Van Gaal's first, Mourinho's second, Ollie's third, Moyes' fourth, and Ten Hag's last, bro.
Yeah,
by a country mile as well.
Yeah.
Big up the panel. What happened to Eros come
you know
to
why,
an end?
You know why Erik Ten Hag is worse? You know why Erik Ten Hag's worse? Because we had the most. The fans invested in him the most, like emotionally thinking he was the guy. That's why he's the worst. He's the biggest letdown ever. Never expecting anything from Jose. Didn't have the massive expectations of Ollie. Moyes, I never expected nothing. So there's three managers I expected nothing from. Louis van Gaal should have been more patient, and I'm guilty as charged of that. But Erik Ten Hag was we thought the guy to wake us up. The guy to give us that, that life treatment, life support treatment. Instead, man, he put us in a coma, bro. He put us in a coma.
Yeah.
He got the fan base in a chokehold, man. He got us tapping out, man. I had tapped out after 8 months, man. 8 months, and I was like, I'm out.
10 out.
I remember Saeed did that video outside Old Trafford. He's like, my manager. Like, that's how much he really thought.
Come on, bro. That game against Arsenal, bro. I thought this was it, man. We're back. You know, that was there, but it is what it is, isn't it, man? You just have to look. Listen, my man said era's come to an end. Process to Ten Heisenberg. Erik Ten Hag has more excuses than good performance. He's a gaslight, will never accept his mistake, fraud. But the question of the podcast was, do we trust Ineos to sack Ten Hag? You know what I mean? That's where the biggest question is. Obviously, we got structure. You know what I mean?
Lad, I've got a new. You need to get the other folder, and the persecution starts with Ineos. So
I've
get
not
the other
forgotten the
folder.
2 lines of defense.
Wow.
I have not forgotten the 2 lines of defense.
of Ineos. Now you're getting prosecuted. You're getting an Enrico.
I'm ready.
You're getting an Enrico charge. Go ahead, Saeed. Finish up the question.
No. Just saying. Do we trust that Ineos behind the scenes here, like are preparing for the sacking? Like, you know what I mean? Because they're saying it's 2 games, but reality and true, like, let's be honest, man. Them 2 games ain't saving this guy's job, because we're gonna see that against West Ham, against Brentford, the problems will reoccur. You know what I mean? You can brush it under the carpet, you can do whatever you want, but the problems will always come back. So, what are you saying, Mandem?
I'll be real, yeah. Can you not hear me, by the way?
Yeah, okay,
Right,
go on.
So I had some technical difficulties on my laptop. I don't think it will happen straight away. I'll be real with you lot. I feel like, for me, it's a funny period right now, because it's like, let's see how serious these men are about running a proper club. Because if they long it out, for me, my ratings for them just goes down the longer this guy stays in job. Do you know what I mean? If they're trying to long it out till Christmas, I feel like they're penny pinching a little bit. They should pull the plug right now. There's no reason why Rude and Rennie can't coach this team a bit better, can't push because my expectation for the season, which I think a lot of coaches could do, I said to Flawless yesterday, there's like 30 coaches in Europe that can get us to top 6, playing a style of football. And what was my other requirement? Oh, and just developing the whole squad, because Ten Hag is the worst manager, because we've done it to death on here, but Double A said it on your stream the other day, Saeed. He's made the whole squad worse. The whole squad. Not just the first 11, all the players worse. So I don't see any reason why that man can't do a better job. When it comes to Ineos sacking him, I just feel like they're going to take a little bit longer than what they said, because they took a risk in the summer. What they did was, instead of paying the money to get Ten Hag out of their job, they risked it, in my opinion, on Ugarte. So they spent the money that they should have spent on the manager. They put that money into the player, and I feel like they rolled the dice where they said, let's listen to the fans, get them a DM that they've been craving for ages. But I think they're in hindsight, they're like, we made the wrong decision there, because all the other signings make sense. Zertsky's somebody that in the window, you have to go and get if he's available. You have to get him for that price, because he has such a good profile, and there's so many clubs that would have been out for someone like him long term. What was that? I missed it.
No, it was Marcel.
You're too much right now.
No, so Killy sent it me, man. This errors must be coming to the beginning.
Oh,
that was the 30th of September.
Even on his slots thing the other day, rinsed Ten Hag, didn't he?
Man. Big up, man.
So Zertsky, Mazarawi was smart business, because we played less than I believe that we got for Wan-Bissaka, and we got a better profile there. I feel like Euro and Zertsky go in the same boat, where they're kind of possibly generational talents, or talents that can go on and play for your team for years. And De Ligt, we chose to go down another centre-back route. So I feel like with the Ugarte thing, that money should have been spent on getting the manager out. And I feel like they may be a little bit stubborn with that decision in regards to giving him more time.
Yeah, but to get who, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, yeah, the reason why he's still here is because they didn't feel like the right person was available at the time. So, like, I'm not with the agreement. Musa, you're muted, fam. I'm not of the agreement that these guys decided to get Ugarte instead of the manager. Like, it's very apparent that these guys thought they had Thomas Tuchel, and at the 9th hour, it didn't happen, and they decided to stick with this manager. I think that these guys recruited with the next manager in mind, and this recruitment was not
that's been evident.
Ten Hag, because Ten Hag didn't want Ugarte, bro.
I don't mean that it was a straight swap for either one.
Why didn't they go for the Zerbi?
That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like what they did once was they kind of went.
But bro, Fabrizio said that the Zerbi rejected us, though.
Yeah, that's
okay,
what
so there you go.
I'm thinking.
I think Zerbi wanted certain terms, and he wasn't as flexible as Ineos wanted him to be.
Yeah,
that's what I think personally.
Precisely. And if you look at the Zerbi's recruitment at Marseille, he's brought in Mope, he wanted fucking Enquiries, and he's brought in Højbjerg from the Premier League. So I think that he wants to choose the players that he wants. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe Man United were like, no, we're going to recruit for you. And he was having that same arguments at Brighton. Brighton
Right,
were
yeah, that's what he
recruiting
left.
for him and selling players that he didn't want to sell, and he wanted more control. So I believe the two managers that they wanted didn't want us, bro. I don't think it was a case of they chose to keep the manager because they had to spend the money on the player or the manager. I just think that the right opportunity was not there for them at the time. So they said,
thought
you
they're
know
not gonna
what?
take it now, yeah.
We'll just use him and keep him there. Do you know what I mean?
What I
He
kind of
was
mean
always
is,
going to
like,
be the
say
fall
something
guy.
yeah,
as
what
well.
I kind of mean as well is I feel like they put a slight different order of priorities in case. I feel like they said, even though they looked basically, what they should have done, Rance, is what we all would have done. They would have come in and gone, you are the biggest problem now. Let's get you out, then we'll build the squad. I think they kind of risked it and thought, let's renegotiate with him, get him out of that mad contract. Hopefully he can see through the season and push for a top 6. And I feel like it's backfired, that decision, because that was the order of priorities in my mind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think they got that wrong.
I think
These
that,
next 2 games are so key, Mandem. Like for me,
I
it's
don't
like-
think he'll be gone after 2 games. I think they're going to.
I
be
think
a
he'll
little
be
bit stubborn.
gone. I think he'll be gone.
I
but
hope he
think-
is, but I just got a feeling he's not.
They believe also on the basis of how many points we missed the top 4 by last season and the amount of injuries that he had, they could still continue their process of recruiting for the club and not recruiting for the manager per se, and that he would still be able to make top 4 this season while they're able to get the person that they want at the end of this season. Because if you look at it, so if you look at it like points wise and the injuries that Erik Ten Hag had last season, even on his worst day, you must believe that this guy can still at least get top 4 with the type of squad that he's got. Even on his worst day, you're thinking you must be able to get us top 4 while we're still recruiting for the club rather than recruiting for managers that we used to do in the past. Because if Erik Ten Hag finished even 4th this year, he's still not keeping the job. Like, there's nothing Erik Ten Hag can do to keep the job at the end of the season other than win the league, I would say. If he
that's
finished
what I
fourth-
said. Exactly.
yeah, so if he finished 4th, 3rd, he would have still lost the job, but it would have left the club in a much better position with the players that they're recruiting for the club, you know, getting in a new manager that's got a team in the top 4. But what they weren't surprised is that this brother is dead food. Like, they weren't listening to the fan base. They didn't get it. It's got nothing to do with the
They thought he
injuries,
could
my brother.
produce more, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
got
we've got-
nothing
Yeah,
to
but
do
bro,
with it.
but I would argue the fact that they brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy and sacked the people around him, it shows that they didn't trust him. Because if they trusted him, they would have left him to continue what he was doing last season.
Yep.
That was a very clear indication that they didn't trust him. And because they couldn't find his replacement, they brought in Ruud as a safety net. Because what they couldn't do is sack him and then bring in Ruud. Because if they sack him and bring in Ruud and then Ruud doesn't do well, it then looks like they've rushed the decision and then made the wrong one. I think that the next decision they make, it has to be the right one.
Okay,
because
so they're
it's their-
taking more time to get
So
it.
they're taking more time. So Ruud is the buffer until they get the guy that they think is the right guy, bro. Like, that's what the buffer is. That's what I expect. I expect Ruud to be the interim manager, just like Oli was the interim. But we can't make the same mistake after a good run of games and give Ruud the job permanently. I think we still need to go.
I
and
think
get a
that's the
permanent
question
manager.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask that with how Oli played the game, was Oli ever tactically in his bag?
No,
No,
never.
no.
It was
Never.
Kieran
So
McKenna
that's-
that was
He
the
was
one.
That's what I'm trying to
Oli
say.
was
He was
never a
never.
good manager.
Eli was never good. So the question I asked
No.
that if Ruud van Nistelrooy comes in until the end of the season and he's tactically in his bag, where do we stand as a fan base? Do we still judge him as an Oli type manager, or do we give
I
him his
think we
respect
should.
as a coach?
No,
I think
don't.
we should
I
do
think
what
it's
Ron
too early.
said. He has to earn like a year and a
For
half,
me,
2
I-
years. You don't get the full thing in it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm with you because you know where I'm stuck, because the next manager for me doesn't win us the league. He sets a team.
No. He takes us up to that level before.
Yeah, he sets a team up to for us to get to that next manager. So the question I asked that if Ruud delivers that and sets us up, maybe just like a 2-year contract. I'm not saying Ruud's got to be here for 3 years. You know, I'm just saying if he tactically sets us up. And we're like, well, we finish in the top 4, but we don't finish in the top 4 with no luck and we were. No,
it's
he
earned.
tactically set us up. We're defensively sound. You know, the team is compact. We're scoring goals that we're meant to score because you can see that we're opening teams up. Do we just still say, nah? He's like, Oli, let's get rid of him.
I think we
Because
have
boy-
to this time. I don't think you can make the same mistake twice, bro. If you keep Ruud van Nistelrooy and he has a good period, and you keep him long term, when in the summer you could go and get someone that you know factually is better than him, then you run the risk of making the same mistake twice, bro.
Facts.
Whereas if
You know
you
what
go
I'm
and get
scared
a
of?
better
Go on.
manager, no, but if you get a better manager and you do what Real Madrid done with Zidane and you keep Zidane there under Jose, under Ancelotti
yeah,
as
yeah,
the
of
number 2,
course.
yeah, and
Oh,
you
so
keep him
strength.
there,
That's the question I'm
keep-
gonna ask. But some
you
of these
keep him there.
managers are like Rude's age. I just feel like they don't really have much on him. They've done a year or two more than him in the game. If you're gonna get me a manager that's properly seasoned,
you get someone like Inzaghi, then it's
Yeah.
not a
Inzaghi.
problem. Then it's not a problem because if
You
you
know
go
what
and
you're
get an
getting.
Inzaghi, then you know what you're getting. The guy's got way more experience than Ruud van Nistelrooy, so it's not even a question of what can I learn from him. The problem is if you go and get a Kieran McKenna that's younger than Ruud, then Ruud's like, hold on, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be a deputy to this youth. Like that's what he's going to look at it. So you need to recruit. You have to recruit right. For me, you keep Ruud van Nistelrooy there. You keep him at the club. You keep him building a relationship with the players, and also he can add a few more strings to his bow, bro. Like because he's only coached in that same league, that Ten Hag was coaching in. So and Ten Hag won leagues there, and he's still rubbish. So none of us really know how good Van Nistelrooy is, bro.
yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see it because you can't pull the wool over my eyes. But I keep on looking at Arteta, this youth that didn't do anything anywhere, and the brother's doing stuff. He's even changed the way Arsenal play.
Yeah, but it's the same about Maresca. You could say the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and this
but the
is what I'm
difference is,
saying.
like Ruud van Nistelrooy, is like, bro. Sometimes, coaching in a league like the Dutch league, it ain't more beneficial than Arteta being in England in the Premier League, setting up for teams in the Premier League for Man City, bro.
I agree with you.
Do you know what I'm
100%.
saying? And it's the same
But
with McKenna. McKenna's set up in the Premier League.
But that's why my point is, if we can see,
because
what I don't want as a fan base is to just automatically judge him as because Ollie done a lot.
It's the
Ollie
romanticism,
traumatized,
innit?
man. Yeah, Ollie traumatized me. But at the same
Sentiment,
time, I
sentiment.
don't want to see something. I don't want to see like a Ferrari in front of me, and I'm like, nah, something's wrong. I bet it was like it's a crash car. It's like it's not the real deal. You know what I'm saying? It's a write-off. A man kind of fixed it. Like I don't want us to have the real deal. Not to say he's going to win us the league, but I don't want us to have something which is quite stable, and we just write it off, go and get a name, and then the name under the floodlights at Old Trafford. We're back here in.
But you can then do what Pep Guardiola did. They had that name ready. With Pep Guardiola, didn't they have that name ready for at least a while before Pellegrini? Because Pellegrini was there, and then Guardiola was literally reckoning for a good couple of months. So they had it ready.
No. They knew
Musa, do you know what it is? Just quickly, Nuruddin, do you know what it is? It's the Golf R. It's a nice car. It's going to dust a few man on the road and that, but it's not the. You get me, man.
I just went top 4. Let
me just say what Musa's saying. We also, it's a hypothetical situation, isn't it? So to me, it all depends on whether, as a fan, you believe what you see is. So let's say Ruud comes and we find out he's really talented, and there's something actually. There's more substance to the shit than just meets the eye. Then I'm not going to be looking at him in the same way I looked at Ollie, but he will have to. Ruud will have to be undeniable, Musa. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Every aspect of the game, in every level of the game, and every level of his coaching, and every level of his management with the players, he has to be undoubted. Like Pep Guardiola was undoubted, right? Zidane was undoubted when they first come in at it. They're undoubted. You cannot doubt them, right?
Yeah.
That would have to be, and that is a high bar.
High bar. Yeah,
Really high bar, right?
Yeah, but that means beating who we're meant to beat. That means like beating who we're meant to beat and beating them properly.
Yeah, no, 100%. So then that comes for me is that do I think as a fan of Manchester United, having a little bit of football knowledge, do I think there are other people out there that are going to improve this to the level? Like I said, because I'm with you. I'm always telling the fan base, we need to crawl, to walk, then to sprint. You know what I mean? It's crawl, walk, then sprint. So if we're doing that, then we must be doing that. Yo, brother looks ill. Neji, you dead.
Neji, what's going on, man?
Neji,
Marshall.
Yo, can I just say something, Nuruddin, just to add to what you're saying, just before Neji comes in, yeah?
Yo, big up, though. I hope you get better, bro.
Cool, bro.
Food?
Yeah, man. That's why I think it's a learning curve for the guys that are about 10 Hag this long, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, you need to sometimes have a think about, in my opinion, you need to think about what, and me and you talk about, no, me and Flawless talked about this yesterday, yeah? What is your process? Have you broken down your process from where we are now to going to win league titles? Are there steps to your process and standards within that as well? Because at the end of the day, yeah, the next manager is never going to go on and win the league. It's never going to be that. So what is your expectation of the next manager? For me, I know a next manager can make the top
Good football,
four,
man.
can
Yeah,
score
good
more
football
goals,
and cement
good
us
football.
as a top 4 team,
Exactly.
and we
And
need more goals.
Because you know what it is, though.
and runs.
I
implement
don't want us
clear
to get a
system that
manager
the
in, though,
players
Leon. What you're
understand,
saying,
man.
and what you're saying, Leon, I don't want us to get a manager who is capable of winning the league, but prior to
Before
getting
it's
someone
time,
who
yeah,
gets him to that
because
level.
there's steps. Yeah, you don't want someone
Yeah,
to
so
skip
like
a
this
step is what you're
Inzaghi
saying.
guy, I don't know if Inzaghi guy is the guy that builds us or the guy that actually wins us the league. So that's what I'm saying.
But why? The reason why I think he can do both, Musa, is because, bro, when
Yeah.
you look at the players we have, do you know what I mean? We spent so much money that when you actually look at this squad now, with the addition of Mazraoui, De Ligt, Xerxes, like, do you know what I'm saying? Euro. This is a squad that should be challenging, bro.
Well,
It
Inter's
is.
not better than us.
No,
Let's be
but that's
real.
what I mean on paper, bro. But this is
On
a
paper,
squad.
yeah.
This is a
Because he's
squad
only
that
getting
should
18
be
months. Do
challenging,
you know what it is?
bro.
Whoever
You
comes
think
in,
that,
only-
Rance? I don't think
whoever-
so.
No,
Yeah,
it
you
You
is,
think
bruv,
Inter's
it
way
is.
better than United? Inter's
No,
not
no,
way
no.
better than United.
You shouldn't be. What do you mean by challenging,
Bruv,
Rance? What
I
do you mean by
said this is
challenging?
a squad that should be challenging.
Yeah.
bruv. It's a
What do you mean
squad.
by challenging, though, bro? Yeah. So the squad, I get that. The squad, the 25 plus players. But I'm saying, what's your when you say challenging? What do you mean by that? Is what I'm saying.
I'm saying, yeah, with a competent manager, with the players that we have here in the squad, 1 to 25, yeah, we should be in a title race, blood.
Yeah,
I'm not
yes.
saying we should win it, but we should be in
competing
a
at least.
title race. We should be competing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with
Everyone
But
overrates the players at everyone else's team because they're set up better than us.
Yeah.
That's all
very
it
true.
is, bro. Because when you look at Arsenal, man for man, their players ain't that good, bro.
Look at Tottenham, Brendan Johnson.
No, hold on. No, because I know these Arsenal fans, bro. You lot been in the chat here trying to talk about your team and Mandem talk.
No,
we're
but the
talking about
bench
Man
is
United.
dusty. The
So
bench
let's
is
talk
dusty.
about your team now. Do you know what I'm saying? Man for man, your team ain't that fucking good, bro. Do you know what I mean? You got your star boy stat padding free kicks from failed crosses and that. He's not better than Ahmad.
Oh.
You know, like that. So it's one of them things where because bro, we have to keep it a buck. We have to keep it a buck, bro. We have to keep it a buck. On paper, the only reason why, man are not rating our team is because we're set up like idiots, bro.
Yeah.
This is why. Because when I look at our defense, and our back four, when everyone's fit, and I look at our goalkeeper, and I look at Lenny Euro and De Ligt and flipping Mazraoui.
It's up there, man. It's up there.
Bro, brother, we should be competing, bro. Like, there's no two ways about it. I'm not saying that we need to win, but I'm saying man should be fearful of coming to Old Trafford. Man are not fearful of coming to Old Trafford because we're set up like bozos, bruv.
Yeah. If man are fearful of going to Brighton, they should be fearful, like maybe not season, but the season before. They should be fearful of coming to Old Trafford. And we should be also a team that's picking up, winning its first 5 games in the Premier League. There's a reason. Like, we should be that type of team. And I believe, but the only reason I'm shook about the manager thing is that because I don't care who you are, you've got 18 months in this job. 18 months. You got the first season and half of the second season to show that you're doing something.
And Musa, you have to really
And
show
that's
it
it.
for 3 months. You got to keep
Yeah,
showing.
but
this
you're
stuff,
under
innit?
pressure. So this is why I feel like if you get the next manager right, the one that comes and actually competes and wins it can do it within that first 18 months.
Yeah.
If you don't, he's going to struggle in that first 18 months. And to be honest, I don't care what your excuse is. If you've got us 5th and 6th and we're just fighting to get into the 4, brother, you got to keep it moving.
Any half-decent manager comes into this team and does well, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, guys saying, oh, we ain't got no goal scorers, bro. What, is Brendan Johnson a goal scorer?
Havertz.
Bro,
Havertz
Kai
and
Havertz. Kai
He's
Havertz
just in the right place at the right time. Most of his goals are tappings,
is bin
Most of his
juice,
goals are
blood.
tappings.
He's bin juice, blood. And
You know
he's
that,
scoring
man,
at
then.
Arsenal, because they're creating chances and putting him in areas, bro.
Do you
Most
think
of Kai Havertz's
Darwin
goals he
Núñez.
scores, he can't
Darwin
miss,
Núñez,
bro.
man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Do you
bro,
think that
you can't
Arteta
miss
will
it.
bench Zerxky for Havertz? No way, brother.
No way.
Nah.
Brother.
No way.
Man talking about, bro, Havertz is dusty, bro. Martinelli's dusty as well. But at the end of the day, if you put these men in positions where they can't miss, eventually they're going to score goals. This is how
what
it
I'm
is.
talking about.
We saw Noni score a hat-trick the other week. Madueke is bin juice, bruv. He's not good.
Exactly.
Do you
You know
what
what
I'm
it is
saying?
as well? You know what it is as well? You know, at the end of last season, Flawless keeps saying this on his stream, yeah? We had the worst season ever, but we're still only 9 points off top 4. The worst season. So it shows that the league is not what it used to be back in the day. You had to win pretty much all your games back in the day. So, but Nuruddin, you're right, man. It's systems, everything, man. I said this season, the success will come down to a system in it, even though knowing it wouldn't be implemented. But,
so to me, we need a coach that simplifies the football game.
Exactly.
Football ain't complex. It ain't complex science. It's basic. Positioning, discipline, togetherness, and the team cohesion. And when you look at, I know that people have been very selective about the comments of Benny McCarthy, but when Benny McCarthy is telling you what Rance has been saying for a long, long time, the man is robotic, and there was a reason why
communicate.
The man's robotic. He don't inspire desire. You know, nowadays, most footballers, there's no outstanding, incredible footballers. Do you know that?
That era's done.
Like 10 or 15 years ago. 10 or 15 years ago, football had magicians. There were magicians everywhere, yeah? In terms of the number 10s, in terms of the strikers, in terms of the midfield players. That would just, because of the way the football was. Modern football is about a system and about how you simplify passion and fire out of that football team. How you communicate with the players to literally die for you on the football pitch. Fergie did that. Klopp did that. Pep does that. Like the great football. They players believe that they can go on that football pitch and they're not coming off that football pitch until they're beaten. And at the end of the day, Benny McCarthy is really fascinating, quite political in the way he makes. Obviously, because he's quite disgruntled because he's been kicked out, yeah? He got kicked out. He was the first victim, innit? You know what they say, and when you watch a movie and you know the black guy always gets it first. You know what I mean? You know it, innit? You know the horror movies, innit? The black or brown person. They're getting heat. As soon as you see them, you're like, uh-oh. That's why Benny McCarthy got that. So the way he gives is really interesting, or the comments that he says. He says about the players. We already know players that have gone to this football club and they put their feet up and they got the cigars out. We've made it. We've got big wages. We already know that that's part of the culture, of the football club. So I don't need to hear that while other people are running with that story. What I'm running with, what insight can he give me on Erik Ten Hag? And he said Erik Ten Hag is a quite clever guy. He knows how to set the team up. But if you're clever, right? If you're clever, if you're a tactician, if you've got the plan, but you cannot communicate it and inspire the people who are the most important to you in that work environment, which is the players, what's the point of you being a genius if you can't communicate and can't really connect in terms of passion and connect in terms of like inspiring them to go out there and do a job? What's the point?
It means nothing, bro. Look at Thierry Henry, bro. Great player, dead coach. Yeah. You know them ones. Like doesn't matter what you know, what you think you know, bro. It's what you can show in it. And he hasn't shown anything in 3 years. So now he needs to do one. It's that simple. Do you know what I mean? So with Rude, if he does take over as interim, he needs to show me clear, concise lines and structure immediately, bro. I need to see it within the first 3 games. I need to see it. I need to see the shit, because any decent coach, you can see it. Even if the results aren't there, you can see the build up, you can see the shape, you can see what they're doing on the training ground. Every decent team, you can see
exactly the gaps and that. Yeah,
that's it. I'm not so fussed on the results. I need to see the structure.
Yeah, because it will come from that thing. I feel like as well. Yeah, we were talking. Me and Rollers were getting joked yesterday, and we're saying like, Ten Hag came in and tried to revolutionize the Premier League and be like, my system will work better than anybody else's system. Yeah, it's like being on a building site with loads of new developments there. Yeah, and you got your plumber, your electrician, you got your interior guy, and you say to them, you're to the interior guy, you're doing the plumbing today. Say to the electrician, yeah, you're doing the bricklaying today. It's just not going to get you the outcome that you need. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like football is not hard at all. Even we're playing a little bit better this season. To be fair, I think it's just because we've got more technical players. I'll be real with you. And I don't think there's much system there. But I'm seeing that with a couple of changes, we could score a lot of goals where we like cut the ball back, where the guys in the right position. We've seen some of that. You can just see some of that, but that's
the new consistent enough, isn't it? Let me hear what Deji's got to say. Deji, are you there, bro?
I think you might go to the toilet or get some food in it.
Yeah. Deji, can you hear us, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Do you believe it's the beginning of the end for Ten Hag, or do you still think he's got a bit of fight in him? Do 2 games?
I think they'll give him to the end of the year, if I'm honest. I think that's what they'll do, regardless of how you feel.
End of the year?
They would. I think they'll give him to the end of this season.
I think they're going to do that. Yeah.
Neji, where do you stand?
Say again, bro.
Where do you stand? Not what they will do. Where do you stand?
Well, I stand. Like I said, he gets the end of the year in it, but
For you,
if
yeah?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get these results that year and Interim comes in, given the start that he's had to the season results-wise. It's interesting hearing about playing good football, etc.
Neji, I'm sorry, but I
I'm
object.
hearing. So no, bro, don't do the cutting.
Because on the September
I ain't got
25th,
time for this, bro. I'll be honest.
on the September 25th, you said
Yo,
he has 3 more
broski.
games.
Broski.
And now he has 2 more games left out of the 3 more games.
Yo, listen, man, I can't do this, you know. I'll be honest. Another
No,
time.
Faz is the judge.
Neither can I.
Judge today, Neji.
Wait, Neji, finish your Wait, Neji, finish your thing about good football.
Fucking week, bro. And I ain't got the energy for it.
Wait, bro. Finish your point
We
about
don't
good
have the
football.
energy. We don't have the energy.
Fast.
How can you say
let me
end
hear
of the
his
year,
voice
but you're
say.
tweeting out three games and 2 games are left now? No,
He's gone, bro.
no,
God.
nope.
Faz is the judge and jury and executioner. Forget what you heard.
How can
Next.
you say you don't?
Man.
How can you say to the end?
Next.
First, no. No means no. You know, no means no. You start off the sentence saying they will give him till the end of this year, no matter what you feel. So why the hell are we here talking about football? We should all just shut up. That's one. Number 2, I then asked him, what do you think? Tell us what you think. He said end of the year. But he then tweeting out saying, I give him 3 more games. Out of the 3 more games, 1 game's gone, 2 left.
Facts. Peak.
It's a bit of contradiction.
Am I lying? Am I making
What does it
things
say,
up?
Saeed? I can't read it. What does it say?
Fair,
I'm not
to be
making
fair,
things
man,
up.
Yeah.
He specifically said horrendous form, and I remember the roller coaster in the games as well. Head loss in every game, couldn't hold on to wins, conceding silly goals. Disgusting in Europe. He has 3 more games, in my opinion, before I get to the stage. That was on September 25th. That was, and then after that, we played Spurs, isn't it? After that, we played Spurs. That was on the FC20 day when we drew. Spurs game, we got battered. So 2 more games left. Where do you stand today? After every game, we must do a review. What do you mean you don't have the energy? We've got the energy, no?
No, he's not well. To be fair, he's not well. That's the fact.
Man.
Like,
Don't need to be
listen,
well,
all
yeah,
this is
just for you to
banter.
say, you know what, I got it wrong. Or you know what, my
No,
feelings
yeah,
are...
Marcel,
Listen, Marcel just came here and said, you know what, yeah.
Marcel came on when he was
like, yeah,
buzzing the
simple,
other
yeah.
day.
It actually, no, Mandem, I'm
buzzing.
really sorry.
Here's the
I'm
stuff,
really
stuff.
sorry. It takes about 4 or 5 words, 4 or 5, 6 words for you to say, you know what, I gave him 3 games back then, but I'm feeling a bit different today.
Listen,
Nah,
respectfully, the man
I think
is
he
not
was
well.
about to answer, but he
No,
didn't.
you talk about respect, yeah.
Yeah.
How about respect? No, stop. Respect the respect that the fans are giving listening to this. How about that?
No, respectfully,
I
the
hear
man
you,
is not
Faz, but I
well.
think he was
How
going to
about
finish,
that?
then you could have cooked him.
He went dentist. He went to the
You
dentist.
should have
He
let
went
him
to the
finish.
dentist.
Faz, you should have let him finish. You're a bit too hasty as a person.
Faz was ready to.
You let him finish and then you rebuttal.
Faz is on court today, man. He said no time to finish. He said, yo, there ain't no time.
Respect the respect that we all give when we listen to them, innit? Same.
No. Listen, at the end of the day, man's not feeling well. He'll be back and we can sort it out properly after. And regardless of what we say. But going back to what we were talking about, which is really important for me, which is the solutions of what's going on with Manchester United, yeah? The solutions is that Manchester United need a coach. And for last 5 hours, he's gone big up rants. He's gone, but for me, the biggest thing is Manchester United now need somebody structurally organizes the team to play better.
Nagelsmann, Erden.
No. You know what? I don't actually believe
Nagelsmann.
that. Genuinely, right? Listen, I don't believe that. I actually think Nagelsmann still takes too many risks. Manchester United needs to stabilizing right now. They need stability.
We need the basics.
Counter-attacking football. Do you mean counter-attacking football, Erden?
No, we need the basics. We just need the basics.
We need basics, man. I'm with
Well, let me finish. Let me finish what I mean by it. Let me run on top. Right. Whether Manchester United are playing a mid-low block, depending on how the game is going, yeah. Whether we're doing a mid-block, we're doing a low block, or we're pressing really high. What we need to be sure, I'm sure of that, there is compactness and positioning. Positioning like squeezing the game. And you know what is maddest thing about Erik Ten Hag? He's actually got that on his locker. Because he showed me the last 5 games of the season, leading up to the last 4 games, 5 games, the final, leading up to the cup final. The injuries excuse was over. And he even, you know, when sometimes the call is coming from inside, it was coming from inside his head. Literally, he told on himself. He literally ran and said, I'm here. I'm there now. He's in the location.
A great example as well, Noradine, of what you're saying is, if you look at Liverpool, they've conceded 2 goals this season. They're not counter-attackers. They don't do no counter-attacking. These men have conceded 2 goals all season.
Defensively secure. So what I'm saying to you about that, what we need as a guy to come in, it's clear, and that's why Ruud makes sense to take over as the interim, because he can see clearly, and he's played in this league. Erik Ten Hag's never played in this league. That's the only difference, right? Erik Ten Hag's never played in this league. Ruud van Nistelrooy has played in this league and understands the tempo and what the game is, right? So for me, it's about how do you make Manchester United compact. Nagelsmann, for me, unless he's learned from what happened at Bayern, right? Then what I see with Germany, I still saw Germany still doing a bit.
Listen.
Man's got his Atletico top on. This guy.
I say to I'm in the van.
McTominay.
I'm looking for time. I'm in the van. I'm looking for time right now. Yeah.
He's fucking ties gone.
You see this guy that thing you lot are doing with fans right now. Fuck my man, bro. Fuck my man. My man's rude all the fucking time, bro. Simple as that. He's rude all the fucking time, bruv, yeah? My man comes on there, yeah, with his attitude, yeah, being rude to people all the fucking time.
Who you talking about?
Fuck all of that, bro.
Talking about Nagy.
Bruv, yeah? My man comes there all the time, yeah, trying to be rude to people and condescending to people all the fucking time, bro. Not fuck this gang up thing on fans. Fuck my man, innit? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm driving my van right now. I'm looking for time. You know, when I stop, I'll be back.
Say no more.
My thing is, yeah.
You know what?
My thing is, I'm very. No, hold on. I told you, Nuruddin knows me specifically. Yeah, I'm very petty. I'm very petty. If you have the energy to give it, you must have the energy to take it. And me, as a man, I would take it, all day long, no problem. I don't care if I'm ill. I'll sit there and I'll listen. I'll just listen because I'm the one that caused the crime. You do the crime, you do the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
I hear it, though.
Brother's ill. I hear it, but I'm deadly honest. Yeah, it doesn't take that long for you to say right, because I'm not making things up here. I'm really not making it up.
Nah, listen, I've been a man about it. I can't lie.
So what did Marcel say? I missed it, Marcel. What was Marcel's position? He said you're done, yeah?
Yeah,
he's done.
I said it, Musa. I said it.
This is a big day, man. For me, this is the biggest, staunchest Erik Ten Hag fan. You know what I mean? I dealt with their KG. I told them to raise their hands. I said, raise your hands. I said, raise your hand, because you know what happened? Before, if I'd have said, is everyone Ten Hag out, out, everyone would be like, well, you didn't hear me. Context. I said, everyone raise your hands. You're Ten Hag out. So that's why when Marcel said, I'm out, I was like, bro, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? So
you should have made him read a scripture or something to come into the 10 hour.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was waiting. But thing is, for me, is that I swear down, bro, it's Ineos fraud watch if they don't sack him.
No, that's 100% point about Ineos. I personally think some of you got gassed, and all of you are in front of the car, and I've got the fucking booklet now, yeah? I've got the fucking pages to look at, right? The handle. Because most of you, as I can see my charges here, you can't see it's on the whiteboard here, is that most of you are getting giddy. We're changed. We are this. We're that. We're back.
Rhino.
Right?
Rhino started going like this, looking around.
And I specifically told all of you, stop getting giddy. Let's show the evidence.
But we were getting giddy for the other reasons, though.
I definitely wasn't giddy, so it's not me.
Nuruddin, you got the reasons wrong for why we got giddy.
There's context behind it.
They brought in a structure. They got in one of the best transfer windows we've ever had this summer. Cool. When they got the actual, when Erik Ten Hag got the new contract or the year extension, a lot of people were disappointed in Ineos. Nobody was happy. So that's where I think you're wrong when people say got giddy. There's context behind it, I think, for me. There's one where it's like, we got giddy, we got structure, but not when they hired. I think everybody was like, oh, Ineos.
Yeah, that was
a second L for giving Bruno a contract. That's why for me now, if they keep this guy on, even for longer than they should do, they're on fraud watch because
but you have to consider, they don't have the money. They don't have that 17.5 million to pay him right now.
That's nonsense.
So why did they extend it?
That's nonsense.
But
Man United don't have that. Of course they do.
They do have that money. Just give me 2 minutes. Saeed, okay, I'm making our classic Mali bloody food. I'm bringing the rice, the lamb, I'm bringing the banana, I'm bringing the juice, I'm bringing all of it. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna go.
We say the best.
A little bit of binging on top of that food. Are you gonna eat that food?
Say that again. That was a nice one. Say that again.
Simon zoned out, you know.
No, man, I zoned out.
Yeah,
Saeed started drinking water.
Let me say this.
And Nuruddin was making you hungry, bro.
Hungry. Go on.
Let me say this, right? I'll start again for the people at the back.
Yeah.
So, you know how we do the lamb. Nobody else does it, right? It's just the way our environment is. The lamb, the way we do it with the rice, with the banana. We bring all of that. Yeah. And then what I do, I made the dinner. Mandem are coming. The table is set. Everything is where it was. Everybody's on time. Even finding, you know, I mean, me finding, what's his name? Ty. We even found Ty. You know what I mean? My guy's going to get him. Everything. And then you know what I do? The food is set. I lay out the food. I go to the bin and I make a little hole in the bin of all the ingredient things and I get a little bit of that and I let it drizzle all over the food. Are you going to eat the food?
No.
So what's the point then? So if they've given Erik Ten Hag a new contract, they've extended his contract and kept him here. No, the worst position in United in the Premier League. They keep Bruno Fernandes and they said Rashford is not for sale. So please explain to me, Saeed. So what you're saying is, I must follow follow somebody who's going to take me to the cliff. But because they made me feel good while taking me to the cliff, right? They've given me, you know, I mean, I've had the scran, I've had everything. I feel comfortable. I'm in a nice leather, you know, seated kind of like nice part of the car. And we're going up, but I'm getting closer to the cliff. What is the point? Get me out of the car. Give me the basic car. You know what? Don't put anything on that. Don't make the food if you're gonna spoil it at the end. So for me, that's where I stand. And I always said to you,
I hear that.
A lot of you were twerking, a lot of you were doing the pole, bit of too much pole dancing for my liking.
You know.
And I, you know what I mean? I've seen all of you at one stage doing the pole dance. I genuinely do think some of you's jumped the gun, and now you're feeling it. And now they're saying it's down to finances. Ineos, you sacked 250 United
facts. Tell it.
Employees in the summer. You brought down the wage. In terms of the wage, in terms of what Manchester United wage, you brought that down. You might have done well. You're telling me you haven't got £17 million to sack this scrub, right? Is that what you're telling me now? And by the way, it is all these coaches, if all the coaches go with him, it'll be around 10 million for him, right? So you're saying you haven't got 10 million to stop the bleeding at source. Because for me, what I see is that I feel like we're 3-0 down at Anfield and Erik Ten Hag just let it go. Like, we have to stop the source of the bleeding. So for me, every one of you twerking for Ineos, you need to hold that. That's on you, right? When people like me were getting accused of being a negative, when I'm like, guys, these guys have showed you nothing. I know you've been in the doldrums, and I know that when you see a little bit of light, you're all jumping on the flipping poles, start, you know what I mean? Like they're coming.
But Nuruddin, could I ask? But Nuruddin, don't you think that it's been a bit? Don't you think they've showed a bit more than just a little bit of light?
Exactly.
At least.
No, they haven't. To me, they
Nah,
haven't.
I'm with Norradin. I've been with Norradin. I'm with Norradin, man. Even this stadium nonsense, yeah. The flipping Wembley of the North. So what's Man City building? People are playing games. Have you seen what Man City are doing to their stadium? And their money that they're investing into it. They're making the Wembley of the North, and they're making it with their own money. Yeah, they're doing it. They're not on this trying to get the government, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what people are talking about. So for me, this nonsense that they're trying to do, borrow money for the stadium, all that nonsense, like it's a joke. And the reality is they still don't even own the club. We've said it already. They're still on this 24, 25%. They still got
what they're doing though is what we've never seen for the past 20 years.
No, but I told you, remember this at the beginning, Saeed. Remember what I told you, Saeed? They've put the gas and the heating on. That's all they done in the house. It should be on. They put the gas and the heating on, and everyone got excited. Oh, we got gas and heating on in the house. But all the neighbors have had it, from Brighton to Newcastle to they've all had it.
But we're trying to cherish the small things, though. Sometimes you got to cherish the small little things. You know what I mean? You got to be humble in that. We're humble right now. You know what I'm saying?
They put AC in the car in 2024. All these other cars have had AC. We've been just out here rolling in the old school Merc, talking about back in the days. No,
you know how let me give you a good analogy of Ineos. So say now, you got a guest who comes in. You know what I mean? They're here for the first. Let's say they're here for 6 months, right? The first couple of months, you make sure they're good. You make sure they're well. You know what I mean? Everything. But let's say by the third month or the second month, you start putting boundaries in. You start saying you got to clean after yourself. You got to do certain things. You can't just, you know what I mean? Can't be rolling around and that. So that's where I was with Ineos. I said, yo, at the start, it's happy families. We're good. We're cool. By now, I'm like, yo, you've been here. Like the honey period's over now. The honey time or whatever, and the good time, it's over. I'm with you, Mandem. Cool. Ineos hype. Now it's Ineos hype. Now it's you, man, must deliver. At the start, cool. We're all kind of gassed. But now you got your feet up. You're relaxed. That's it now.
I
I'm
agree
ready.
with you, Saeed.
Them man to say, yo, let's do it.
I agree with you, but I think we've overlooked something that we've been onto Marcel, Tyrone, and Neji, and everyone that's been on this, Ten Hag in, give him the process. But the number one Ten Hag in dons were Ineos.
Yeah.
They had the power and they kept him. That should have been the biggest red flag. That you lot had the power and you let them. From then, it's unforgivable.
Guess what the difference is, though? That was their first miss. It's not.
And that's a big one. That was a big one.
Let me land. That is their first miss. Yeah, cool. It's a big one, but it's their first miss. Nobody can surely say Ineos out here at their first miss. We can't come in here.
No, you know how bad that is, though, Saeed. That is so bad. That is so bad.
Musa, let me just say so. You know what it is, though? It's like you can have someone that runs a business really well, Saeed, but if they make one key decision wrong, you do look at them differently still. Do you know what I mean?
You know what that is, Saeed? That's child protection. That's just, you're gone.
That's
child protection. That's one of them ones. You're gone. You go into a job, child protection, you're gone. We work in those spaces, schools, businesses. There's certain things you're out.
Safeguarding.
That's the one. Safeguarding. Safeguarding. That's the one.
Wait, can I just say something to Traps? Because I know Traps is kind of upset with Ineos because they got rid of McTominay. He's been sending me the comps from Napoli and that, innit? So he's
No, forget that. Listen, McTominay doing his thing. By the way, forget McTominay.
Hold on, listen.
I knew you were going to send me that video.
Hold on, Leon. I'm going to tell you this now. You see my boy Scott McTominay, leave him out of this. Yeah? He's not involved.
You see my boy?
Yeah?
You see my boy?
See when you're getting smashed all over the park at Old Trafford, yeah? Scott McTominay, is in the Maradona doing his thing. Leave him alone. Yeah?
I hear it.
But you see this Ineos thing, I don't know if man let Ineos out or whatever, yeah? But man, they need to look at what's going on, yeah? And they've gone in and they've got their backroom staff, so they're set up now to make this whole structure thing you lot was all crying about. That's all in place now. I personally think if you're gonna look at it without any sort from a perspective of just a neutral perspective, just say, look, all right, cool. The last game of the season, last season, this guy came home with a trophy. Simple as that. So can we? It's a big decision for us to make now as we're just coming in here. We can't just start swinging the axe about, because if we swing the axe about and we get it wrong, then we're looking at people are going to say, oh, we shouldn't have sacked my man, we shouldn't have sacked this. The writing's on the wall for them now. Now for them, they need to go and find the correct replacement. And that may take, and that it's not a thing where they can go and get, let's go get Rudin. But if we go get Rudin, realistically, Rude doesn't have expertise to get us anywhere that's vouched for. Or so at the end of the day, Mandem are screaming for Rude, but Rude could not be no better. So the truth is, Ineos have come in. People are quick to jump on the whole Ineos bandwagon, yeah, and say Ineos out. But I personally think Ineos should be judged. Obviously, they couldn't find a manager that was good enough to replace this man based on the trophy situation. And right now, I said it to you lot in the group chat. I said, listen, these men need to go do a power move. Go and take somebody's manager. Simple as that. Take one of the big boys' managers, bring him over here and say, listen, we mean business. Whatever you're doing over there, we want that over here. And like it goes back to the whole Unai Emery thing. I personally think that's the guy that you go for and say, listen, get him in, end of the season, run with Villa to the end of the season, but at the end of the season, you're coming here.
No, I agree. So Traps.
Hold on, wait. Put Rude in to the end of the season or whatever. That's fair enough. But the next move, you have to remember the next move that these men make in terms of management,
It's a big move.
is a big one. It's the big one. So you can't just go and get any Tom, because bro, Mandem are throwing around Amarim. Where is this guy? Where's this Amarim guy now? Where is
Respect Amarim.
It needs to be a big manager.
No, respect Amarim, man.
It needs to be a big manager, and Rude is like too early, like you're saying, Traps.
I don't think it needs
I don't think it needs to be a big manager.
It
It just needs to be the right coach.
It needs to be a big manager.
It doesn't have to
But
be.
if what Faz is saying is right, that there's no money in the club,
No, but listen to
how are you
listen
going
to
to
what
get
Musa
a
said.
manager out?
The guy that takes you to here. And then
It's not like the summer's passed and we've missed a whole load of managers in the summer that's gone elsewhere in X, Y's, and Z's. That's not the case. Yeah, there was a couple of man on the when it was mentioning Tuchel, Mandem weren't going for it. I said I would.
So what's Slop? See this Slop guy, quick one. What's Slop done? Who's Slop? Who is Slop? What's Slop done?
Yeah, but Slot is in. Listen, the difference between Slot and this guy. This guy, Ten Hag has won trophies at United. Yeah, that's one. Two, Slot has inherited a team that's a Champions League winning and a Premiership winning.
And he's
team.
changed the way they play. It
doesn't
drastically, not drastically.
Not drastically.
Even he said that. Even he said it. Slot himself said it's not been drastic, Musa.
Musa, hold on. Musa, just because he's changed it doesn't mean that these lot do not have the experience. This is a title-winning team.
No, I'm talking about him as the manager. Him. What's Slot got that Rude ain't got? Who's Slot? Who's Arteta? Because what I'm saying is, yes, I get we need a big manager.
Yes, Musa, you're proving my point. Because yes, who was Arteta? But who is Arteta? Arteta's had 5 years, 700 million to spend, to do what he's doing, So since they removed Emery and put Arteta in, they have not had to change their manager again. So why should we not
might be different
go and find
process,
a manager that we can say, you know what, 5 years, we can see the football's changing, fuck the results, the football's changing, we're playing better football, and then next year, new additions, we're adding to the squad, and then
Traps.
You know, the first 3 seasons under Arteta, he wasn't successful.
I get that, but what about? Listen, no one's wrong.
He hasn't been successful now.
Yeah, no one's wrong here.
He saw style play.
No one's wrong. Yeah, no.
Marcel and Traps might be on the view of take your time, get the right guy, and then we'll do a proper process because he's a proven coach, or he's got the potential. We review it every 18 months to 2 years. I personally think we're so shit right now. I just want a good coach to take us into the top 4, to get us playing better football and score goals. And I'm happy to take that guy out. And then bring somebody else in to go level after that. It depends what you prefer, really, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Leon, I hear what you're saying, but you know what? That's from a fan's point of view. You want us to be playing better football. You want to see us. I want to see, them come in and say, right, this guy gone, get out of it. This is the guy you are going to see for the next 5 years. And by the time it gets to year 5, we are going to be in amongst it because they're talking about.
What would you do then? Give him like 2 years at a time or something because you can't give him 5 years.
They're talking about winning the Premier League in 2028.
2028.
But
that keeps you there.
Hold on. They're not mugs. These men just not just come off the street.
But I don't trust them like that. Yeah.
No, but what you do in year 1 and 2,
they must have a plan.
No, but I'm with you, Traps. But what you do in year 1 and 2 allows you to be there in year 5.
Exactly.
This is why Erik Ten Hag won't be there. What you do in your first year and second year will allow you to be there in the third and fourth year. You have to earn it every time. You have to earn it. And the problem is we have right now, I think there's managers out there like, cool, Emery might come in, but Emery might only be a guy not to win us the league, but just to get us into the top 4. But if you come in there with the mindset that he has to win us the league, he's got to be that guy, we're going to win the league, then you're going to flop. I think we got to embrace being in the Champions League year in, year out, and playing
competing in it, not getting 4 points.
And like being at this stage of the season and being where Liverpool and everyone else is in Chelsea is like with those amount of points, winning your first 4 out of 6 games, like winning them and maybe drawing one and losing the other, but we can't be dropping points the way we're dropping points, bro.
Also, like
I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to see a plan, because like I said, if they're talking about winning the title in 2028,
I hear that.
Then they must have a plan in it. That's 4 years from now, by the way. So that
will be quick, man.
From they kept.
Whether they have a plan, they have a man in mind that they want to get, or something along them lines, maybe so. But I personally do think that you can't just set 10. I know what you're saying, we've gone too far past that. Because when I was around 18 months ago saying get this guy out after 7-0, done. Yeah, that's
fact.
when have been having these
But
arguments.
look at Chelsea,
That's two transfer windows ago. But you see now, we can't just be getting rid of man now and getting anybody in just to
look at Chelsea though. Everyone screams Chelsea haven't got a plan. But if you see their recruitment policy and the type of players they've been recruiting, they have a clear plan.
For every manager knows.
It's for any manager to come in. They have a clear plan. And at the same time, we've had Erik Ten Hag. They've had Potter, Lampard, what's the other guy? Poch, and who they got now?
Maresca.
They've had those managers in, but the players and the recruitment have stayed the same. And this manager now, manager number 4, has fallen onto a style and a way that fits the players that they have and they've been investing in. And it's clicked.
Is this the problem under the Americans though, Musa?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So my thing is this: if United have a clear plan to win the league in 2028, that means your recruitment policy and your academy policy of bringing players into the first team and how you want that to go should continue to happen regardless of who's in charge, regardless of the coach. And then you should get to a coach by 2028 that has those core group of players that you've invested heavily into as a club that can win you the league. It doesn't mean the manager has to be the same. It doesn't mean the manager has to be the same through that process. It just means you can't then next year be like, oh, Ugarte out, Zersky out, Hoyland out, and then bring them in again. That means you ain't got a plan, bro. Because you know what it is.
I think for me, the biggest one is one second, Nordin.
Tuchel, I don't want Tuchel. Tuchel won't want him.
No, he'll try and buy all his own players. And
but my thing is, what's everyone's motto? Is it like, for me, if you play good football in your first year, I'm willing to give you another year if you haven't won a trophy. That's my motto, guys.
I feel like for me,
you play good football in that year, and you can see the style. It's consistent. It's
just society. There needs to be a clear direction.
Yeah,
you know what? There needs to be a clear direction.
If we had Ange, imagine Ange was our manager, and he played that level of football in his first season, and he didn't win anything.
Oh yeah,
we would have been like, let's go again. Yeah, let's go again. Let's try and win something now. We can't just be like, oh, we ain't won nothing. No, if we're seeing a consistent level of good football and we're trying to get to somewhere, come on, guys, man.
We can't be the trophy snatchers anymore. That's what we are. We're the dirty trophy snatchers. We're just scumbag trophies. That's what we are. So I feel like,
and also
for me, just before you come in, man, I feel like quite a realistic aim for me is top 4 because the league fluctuates so much. If you're consistent enough, you'll get in there.
I need Champions League. I was watching Champions League on Prime yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Villa get in there, and they drew to Ipswich on the weekend. We're gonna watch them.
Do you know what it is, Leon? I'm not even thinking about top 4 though, like that though.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a
like specifically, maybe in the back of my head, but I'm not thinking. Okay, I'm just thinking about the pitch for now. The pitch first, like you know what I mean.
Better football on the pitch because it will breed confidence.
Automatically
the confidence will mean that we'll end with probably a 15 to 20 goal difference, and then that naturally will take us in the top 4, and then the squad will develop. You don't want to see players like Maino being mismanaged and Ahmad mismanaged. You want to see them like all develop properly. You also want to see the guys that are fading out of the squad trying to hit that last little peak before they get sold. You want to see Maguire play enough games where we can send him off for good money. You want to see Lindelof play enough, like a few little here and there. Do you know what I mean? And you want to see Eriksen kind of just peak off and give the last little bit before you get him out the door. There's a few little things, and I don't think for a coach that's too difficult. Do you know what I was going to ask you, Marcel? What do you think? Are you with Traps with the long 5-year thing, or are you kind of like first stage, second stage? Like, what do you think?
I think for us now, we need that top manager that can get us a guaranteed 4th position.
So you go straight for the guy that's gonna.
Because I think the order of this kind of era of football now is having that manager that builds a dynasty. You know, Pep's done it long time within the club, built things, you know, and then kind of progressed onwards. Arteta's been doing it, and Jurgen's been doing it. So that's what you're competing against. I can't see Chelsea winning a Premier League anytime soon. The administration is coming for them.
Why not?
Because they changed the manager too much, and they've got too many players on their books. So
as long as Pep's here, I don't think anyone can win it. But I can see Chelsea.
When Pep goes,
I mean, no, but you can't say that because Klopp done it.
Well, with
Yeah,
Pep,
that's what I'm
we're
trying to
about
say.
once
Yeah.
in 7, 8 years. That's not enough, man.
Yeah, but you can do it. No, you can do it. The fact is, the reason why Klopp couldn't go toe to toe is because Klopp said it himself. He ran out of energy. Look at the midfielders he had.
No, not even that though. He lost the league twice by a point. That's unheard of. That's
And
just
it's-
trauma.
If he was getting the
no,
same amount of support and backing, he could have done it.
Musa, don't do that. Musa, don't do that, yeah, because
What?
we've lost the league on a point and we've lost the league on goal difference as well. Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
So-
But we'd won it. I'm just saying, as a manager, for me, Klopp has won the league like 3 times. Because by losing a league by a point, the reason I say that is that losing a league by a point, have you really lost the league, bro? There was one season where they won more games.
What's our Liverpool fans, huh?
Yeah, there was one season where they won more games than City, but because and lost less games, but they had more draws, about 2 more draws than them that lost them the league. And I'm thinking, you've won more games than your opponent, had less losses, a couple more draws, and now you've lost the league. It's like, have you really lost the league? Like, it's hard to take. It's hard to take. If I was a Liverpool fan, it would be hard for me. I think Klopp done well.
But that's more to my point, though, Musa, in terms of the type of manager that you go for has to build something.
But there's not too many of those managers around. I think Klopp and Pepper, there's not too many. Arteta's not in their bracket. He's not even in their bracket because he hasn't won. Look at Klopp. Let me show you something. 1 minute quickly. Klopp's second season, Europa League final. Third season, Champions League final. Fourth season, he wins the Champions League. Fifth season, he wins the Premier League. Fourth season, he loses the Premier League by a point. The brother was on smoke.
Yeah, he played against Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, he was on smoke.
I'm not gonna. But on that, Musa, I'm not gonna say Arteta's in that
as well
bracket, but he's coming
anyway.
There was a time. Remember, he got to 2 games from winning 4 trophies. He lost the league on the last season, and he lost the Champions League final, and he won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. There was a season where he was 2 games from winning all 4.
All 4. That's unheard of.
It's unheard of.
That's unheard of.
It's unheard of.
Understand? For the next manager to come or the next coach to come to Manchester United, what do they have to show you? Or do they not have to show you anything and you just back them? Or do they have to show you something on the football pitch?
So top 4 usually, Champions League football is usually the first metric. In their first season, I want to see Champions League football achieved. You're muted. You're muted.
Even if they're doing that with disgusting low block football, like Haram football, you will go because they got top 4. You're gonna keep Ole.
We got to the end of Ole's era. I didn't really like him because it was Haram football, and it was like, come on, we want to see more attractive football, and that's why we thought Ten Hag was coming in, and that's why you're right in terms of he coalesced us. You know, he did. Ten Hag did coalesce us in a sense because
he coalesced you, not us, but yeah.
Well, everyone, bro. Everyone, don't try that, Saeed. Don't try that.
You thought it was his first season a couple of days ago, mate.
Bro, we can find clips of every single
get him, Marcel. Get him.
Yo.
Hold on.
Stay in your own lane, bro.
Nah. I'm just more loyal to what the Koalas was at the time. But every single time here, at some stage, every single bit, even the chat. Let me just hold on. Let me finish. Even the Ross Clark chat.
Oh no, you guys! I think Traps doesn't know. Traps doesn't know Marcel's turned. I think Traps doesn't know.
You didn't know.
This manager was a good manager.
Oh yeah, he's turned out. Marcel's turned out.
Everyone be quiet and let Marcel say. Marcel.
Let me play the video, man. I'll play the video for those that don't know. Marcel is Ten Hag out. Marcel, are you still Ten Hag in?
Ten Hag out, bro.
No, by the way, it's not a waffle. It's a yes or no.
I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. I'm gonna say I'm Ten Hag out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I'm Ten Hag out.
No, say that again for the people in the back.
I'm gonna have to say I'm Ten Hag out.
He said
it hurts. This is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now.
It hurts.
It's been a very hard.
There you go, guys.
He's Ten Hag out. What we saying?
So Traps. That's what I'm saying. He's shocked. Look at him. let me put his face in there.
Hey, listen, yeah, bro. Marcel, welcome home, brother. Yeah, I heard you was drunk on the stream the other day. I feel like you've been drunk for a long time. Yeah, I feel like finally, finally you put the drink down and you come back to reality. Listen, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you, bro. Yeah, you finally realized, that you've been back in nonsense for quite some time now. This guy's wasted your life. He's wasted your life. Yeah, wasted your breath. Yeah. I'm so happy for you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. It's taken some time to see it for what it is, but I feel like I gave him a fair shot. I feel like the Mandem done it too early. So I feel like the Mandem were just too hasty.
Bro,
you can't do well there. You do well there.
You can't do it too early, yeah. And you listen, when you do something too early and it comes out wrong, then cool. You can't say things early and then it's still right, because it means whatever you thought then is the truth. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first had this conversation about Ten Hag out, and I said something, and Leon said to me, "You're chatting shit." I had to go and get my receipts and say, "This is what I said." Yeah, because bro, I saw this from early. Yeah, and listen. I'm not gonna say, you know what it is, Marcel, because it's your first day, Ten Hag out. Got to take it easy on you and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, got to warm you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big up traps. Big up traps.
But you get me, like, you see. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Early, man. It's early.
Let me ask you something.
Be happy for him. Be happy for him.
We're happy. Listen, Nuruddin, it's that. You know what it is? It's that fresh home energy. You know, a man comes out the bin. Fresh home, man. Bit welcome home, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, listen.
Fresh home.
But let's not act like everyone wasn't backing him at one stage.
No, Traps.
No, 100%.
Traps.
Listen, it took me 7 months, Marcel. 7 months, and then I became public enemy number one. March, you know what? I said I can't see.
To be fair to Traps, though, yeah.
And people said,
when did you say it, Traps? Didn't you say it before he was even manager?
Bro, you see when he first came, yeah? When he first came, I had an argument on someone's stream because I said to them, "You man, do not watch Dutch football. Yeah, this man has won as many Redvities, whatever you want to call them, as Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer come here and was out of his job in 4 games. Yeah. So all of this you lot man are doing, Ten Hag's on. Just know this: Ten Hag is on nobody in English football unless they come here and prove himself. Man, they were hitting me after the Carabao Cup, which I went to and watched myself, telling me, "Do you believe now?" No, Newcastle had injuries, mate. But we will take the trophy. It was the first one in 6 years. The next week, 7-0. Get out. It's embarrassing. Yeah. This guy has been embarrassed. Do you know what I saw? Furthermore, do you know what I saw, Mandem, the other day? I saw a post. His record in his last 28 games is worse than Gary Neville's at Valencia.
Oh my God.
That's, you know,
it's crazy. And one's a coach. One's not meant to be coach. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, respect to Gary Neville though. Respect to Gary Neville, because at least Gary Neville, was getting his my man's getting his ass handed to him by Lammers. Lammers at 20. Who's that? Who's them, man?
Bro, Valencia fans were literally getting. You know, I don't know if you see the documentary, but they actually rushed his coach and that. Did you see it when he got beat 7-0 by Barcelona?
No,
they rushed his coach, and it's Valencia. How we didn't rush the coach, bro? That's mad.
That's what I'm saying.
To rush the coach.
I've got one question. One question before Saeed goes to the super chats. Marcel,
yeah. We're gonna wrap it up now.
Be honest now. Be genuinely honest. Was there a specific action in the game? Was there a goal? Was it an interview? What was it that tipped? What was the tipping point?
The persistence with it's the starting 11s. You know, you lot all laughed at me when I said it's year 1 for me. So mentally, I was ready to hold that and take that, and you lot get on to me about all of that. That's whatever, you know. But you know, when I look at the series of games that's happened back to back at Old Trafford, 3-0, madness. But then it's like the starting 11.
The audacity and the cheek of you to even comment, the audacity and cheek of you to comment, "I've escaped jail time. God, it's a great." You're a
starting 11. Starting 11.
You're an insect.
Go on, Saeed.
No, just a quick side note. Do you think Ahmad's gonna get dropped for the next game?
Nah.
Again, hopefully he doesn't. I think Garnacho should be playing, starting as much games as possible, and Amma should be playing.
And
the fact that he's been, taking Ahmad out of the team, that's criminal. It's criminal.
But Neji and Tyrone told us on this stage last week they will not get dropped.
No, he was getting dropped.
See, again, like I said, when you lot put me on the chair and the stand, I said I'm not speaking about any other, but everyone else is their own man.
Yeah.
They will be judged as they need to be judged. I don't want to comment on that until I'm clear of this, but it looks like I've escaped jail time, so I'm a free man. But
congratulations.
Thank you very much. But what I want to say is, with Bruno, it's been criminal. Overplaying Bruno, criminal. Overplaying Rashford, or when Rashford should have been dropped a long time ago. It's been criminal that he's been doing these things. These are massive mistakes. There was a game in particular, I think it was Crystal Palace and I think Brighton. His substitutions in those games changed the dynamic of the game and it just negatively impacted the team. He's a bit within this system. His ability to pick an 11 that actually effectively plays his style of football in a positive way is shocking. Like, he's not able to do that. So if he continues to do that, he's going to continue to drop points and he will go. But I would still like him. I think the best time to get rid of him is in the international break, which is coming up right now. But I would still be very happy for him to win those 2 games. So in case Faz comes back and says, "Oh, but why did you put these tweets?" I would be very happy if he could win the next 2 games.
Yeah, for
like a leader present. Not because of support for Erik Ten Hag, because you're in pain as a United fan.
Yes.
Marcel, like moving forward, do you feel like, because obviously, like earlier in the stream, you said you're back another manager. Yeah, obviously because it's the club and red-to-tear. Do you feel like you'll look at things a bit differently and be like, no, you know what? Like, it's past the point, because it's some of the stats are damning. Like, even because I know a lot of the time the guys that defend Ten Hag use stats. There's nothing left to defend him on. Yeah, and like even Flores was saying to me yesterday, I mean, we can't have a club where you're winning 6 games out of 20, can you? That's just madness. Do you know what I mean?
21 losses and 79 goals conceded in 58 league games, bro.
Well, Leon and Rhino, you guys have both said that you want a style of play. So if you're losing those games, but you're having a style of play, would you still back him?
I want a direction.
No.
I want to see.
What
I
would
want to
you
see.
Marcel, would you just say results, or would you say
you're playing the exact way that you think in your head, but you lose? What was that? 14 games, and you win 6.
No, you don't back him.
Would you still back him, Rhino?
No, I wouldn't back him.
You can't. There has because it has to be the way we judge the what we're looking for. There needs to be kind of. You have to be pragmatic as you go along. Yeah. So if there's leaks, you need to be able to be plugging it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not a caliber of coaching Manchester United and being in the Premier League. You have to be kind of elite to kind of still win us rounds. So that's what it is. So our standards have to be high.
To answer your question though, Leon. So I would still back them. That the next manager, I'm going to back until the end as well, because I believe, because you was talking about every 2 years rotating managers, for a step-by-step process kind of thing, Leon. For me, I believe in Dynasty.
That's where you're wrong.
So I'll be still backing that manager even through his tough periods, because I believe we're in cycles. That's never.
What are you saying that you're? Are you saying that you're backing if you see stuff, or is it just back regardless? Because
yes, but again, so like what me and Musa spoke about, the metric for seeing stuff, everybody has a different.
What would you say yours is? Would you say yours is results? Is it style? Is it player development? Like,
trophies and elements of a style. And you have to be fair. For me, I was being fair. That's what I was being fair in the sense of last season. There was mitigating circumstances for me. I could see it clear as day. How can you build anything from what was going on last season? So in my mind, I was thinking you need to give him another opportunity to have a go at it.
Basically, what Marcel's saying, we're going to be back to this situation on the Mandem talk. Tyrone, Marcel, and Neji all backing the manager. Maybe
Saeed, it might not even be that. It might just be me. But how I believe in supporting my team.
But even with this statement,
okay,
you're doing what you do usually, which has been political. When he asked you, how do you judge the metric? You said trophies and a bit of style. The fact is, if you're winning trophies, you're playing good enough football for you to do that anyways. That's first. So it's a build-up of things before you get to trophies. You have to know how to identify talent. You have to know how to bring in youth players. You have to know how to play a specific football that you want to play. That has to lead to results. If and when form is happening, injuries happening, can you deal with that? Can you manage the fans? Can you manage big players? Can you manage the expectation of the board?
Communication.
And then on on
He's
top
doing
of
about
all of
5
that,
of those things. You mentioned about 8 things there, Faz. He's done about 5 of those things. I wish I could go back and say specifically, but he's dealt with the fans reasonably well. He's won trophies.
Marcel.
He's brought youth players in.
You are right. He has done 5 of, or maybe more. Some of those things he has done, but you can't damage the reputation of 1, your own manager career, 2, the club, and 3, the players. You cannot do that. You can't have an emotionally unstable fan base, because we're all emotionally unstable because of him, right? That's the fact. Crowd management is the biggest thing that you need to do. There's other managers who are staying in clubs a very long time and not winning things because they're competing with big teams. For example, Diego Simeone. But those type of managers, not saying he's the right man for Manchester United, but they have this thing called crowd management. You have to be able to manage your fans, because that's the most important thing. That's where the pressure comes from. Manage the media. He might have done some of those things, let's say Marcel, but in the same hand, with the same gun, he's shot his own foot by saying to the journalist, I'm sorry for you. Saying to the journalist, things like, I'll go win trophies elsewhere. Saying to the journalist the things about, players and stuff like that. So you can't do one or the other. It doesn't help anyone. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what it is as well, Faz? It's like they say in business, you could have a massive customer base. You could be like own a coffee shop. You could serve loads of people. One bad customer will tell 10 people about your business. So it's like, you could do all that good, but the one time that you mess up and it looks bad, it just erases so much in it. So you just have to.
Just to wrap up, but I feel like it just has to be consistent. That's all it needs to be. Consistency. That's it. Simple. Pick the right players, profile them correctly, set us up correctly, and be pragmatic to a decent level. And let's see how it goes. Simple, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up Deli G said, man had rants printed 10 Heisenberg t-shirts, sending them across the world. If anyone should be mad, it should have been Marcel.
I remember that.
It should be rants.
I remember that.
Yeah. Big up, I don't think Ineos wanted to keep him, but once they did, they felt he would just finish the season, and it seems that they were unprepared for any mid-season collapse, which makes me not trust them. Big up to Knowledge. Anurag says, do you think he will mention Garnacho not being offside for Arsenal last season when he gets fired? He used that as an excuse half of the season. Ha ha. Musa, I hear what you're saying, but about 18 months for the manager. I think Inzaghi has to be temperament and overall profile to manage a big club as us. Big up to I love Faz. You tell him there's still Lee Baird riding the storm. Listen, we're gonna deal with Lee Baird soon, man. Don't worry, people, man. Deji is not unwell. His ego is. Dodgy Dave, 115 charges. Omar, the court sections are on fraud watch. Big up the rude gentleman. Says, smash up the likes, pal. Big up the panel. Stop the lies, Leon. What do you mean you weren't getting giddy? Broski, you on the stream with shades on, talking Ineos era. No, that's right. You might got giddy, admit it, and hold it. Saeed, it's not about making their first mistake. The mistake was a costly one, and I told you all summer. Sir Rat was a fraud, broke billionaire, and first thing he did was try to save money with Ten Haram. Mohammed Awad says, Erik Ten Hag set us back 5 years. Do not compare Erik Ten Hag to Arteta. You can see what Arteta was trying to do from day one. Regardless, big up the Mandem. Big up Blake says, big up you, man. Last thing you need is a big name. Bring in a juggernaut to clean up.
I hear that.
The club and set the culture ready for the big manager. Marcel, the prodigal son, has returned. Traps is like a happy father. Big time. Sean says, Sancho reposted Chelsea's tweet in a thriving environment, tells you all you need to know about the state of the club. Gets Ten Hag gone. Faz, bro, breathe easy, man. Marcel on our side now. And Marcel needs to apologize to one person on stream. Faz, I think Faz and Marcel need to go out, and Marcel should pay for drinks and dinner. Big up, Faz. Listen, wait
a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I would love that, but first Marcel would have to come to Manchester when Manchester United start playing good football again, right?
I'll be there. I've been there. Rain, sun, everything. I'll be there.
When was the last time raining ever since?
By the way, guys.
Look, can we end this video? By the way, big up to everyone who's locked in. Smash your likes, people. Make sure you follow up Planet Fast. He's gonna be live.
How many likes have we got on the video side? How many likes?
I don't know how many likes we got. I didn't.
We got 2.2 now.
2.2.
Can I just give a shout out as well? Big up Faz as well, man. Just saying it real, man. I love this.
Yeah, what a performance. Give a round of applause.
Not even just on this one, just recently, like exposing people that need to be exposed and just keeping it real, man.
Real talk.
All the same thing. Just because we don't maybe shout as loud as you on it, or do you know what I mean? You can deliver it. Do you know what I mean? It's like
What's,
me, bro,
listen, what is
appreciate it.
fair is fair. What is
100, bro.
unfair is unfair. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how you say it. You must stand on business. It's 2024. Simple.
Facts.
Hey, can I just
100%.
remind you? It's not just Jadon Sancho who's thriving after they leave Manchester United.
Everybody.
Van der Beek have just scored the equaliser with Girona.
Oh, there you go.
Happy
Ronnie van der
Dominate
Beek.
Woodies, man. Fred.
Oh, is that good enough? But listen, make sure you follow Planet Fast. Make sure you follow Rhino, Marcel's channel. Links in the description as well. Because now he's on the good side. So now all of you lot now might
Let us know when you want us on there.
Leon,
Welcome, Marcel.
Definitely. Everyone gets started, man.
Nuruddin, United Real Therapy as well. Guys, everyone's
Hopefully
doing their
live
thing.
at 10 Saturday if you can do 10.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. We'll be there.
Run
We'll
the
be there.
tape.
Big up the chat, man. Big up the chat, man. Big up the chat.
There you go. There you go. But Faz is live now. Make sure you go raid this chat. I'll be doing a watch along later on as well. But we have to end it. To be fair, we can't use this video. We have to make a new video.
I'll make
But
a
we
new
have to
thing.
end.
No, use the clip from what I said originally, the charges that I brought, edit that clip, and then put in, he said that he is Erik Ten Hag out. That is
Wait, do you know what we should use? Era's come to an end because they're these.
Have you got the crimes one? Have you got the Ten Hag crimes one when he's got all the list of the crimes?
I need to get that one. But we're going to leave on Tyrone's video, man, because Tyrone is talking nonsense, mate. Guys, I'll leave you on this video and make what you think of it.
Yes, people, it's your boy Ty here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Look, I'm not going to run from the ground. I'm sending this in. 2 more games, Erik. 2 more games. If not, it's over. The only thing I will say to you lot watching, all of you, if Bruno stays on that pitch on Sunday against Spurs, we win that game. Don't even think I'm delusional. We were growing back into that game come the end of the first half. Second half, we would have got a goal and we would have went on to win 2-1. You don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you what I think and I stand on it. However, the mentality, the players, the manager on the touchline, everyone looks like they're giving up at the moment. And you've got Porto away and Villa away. They're going to test you to the max. You either sink or you swim. Because this time on Mandem Talk next week, Wednesday, it could be Ten Hag out. But for now, 2 more games.